Oh, Martin, I've been looking for you everywhere. I forgot you're doing the calls today, so I've just been wandering around the bookies ring and the bar and having a bit of a look at the horses and the talent and a few fillies and the odd mare. And so we've got the third day of Cheltenham.
We have. They've locked me in here. Locked me in the commentary box, so I can't get away because there's that much commentating needs doing. They said I've got to stay here, so they just keep sending me the odd packet of sandwiches and the odd bottle of wine up, and told me to stay here till the race is finished. So
it doesn't sound too bad.
It's not too bad. At least it's good racing. Action-packed days the first 2 days, thrills and spills, some real big upsets, and some good horses winning as well. So let's hope for a bit more of that today.
I got to admit, I was listening to John Morgan on his interview the other day, and I've understood Chinese better than that. That Welsh accent.
Yeah, it's a proper Welsh accent, isn't it?
It was an eye-opener.
Yeah, but you probably don't get many Welsh accents in Australia, do you? Thinking about it. So.
Well, I thought I was on the international community TV station, and I was waiting for subtitles to come up.
I like people who've got accents. I think it's great. It makes things different. And of course, Stu Gray came on, and he sounds like a real film star, doesn't he? I felt like Michael Parkinson interviewing him with his sort of booming theatrical voice. You'd take notice of him if he said anything. I tell you, it was good fun talking to both of them, and we've got the final part of the interviews with them coming up later on today as well. So there's that'll be good as well. I'll be
looking forward to that, as we all would be. Well, we should jump straight in, and our first race is race 21, and that's the Kim Muir Challenge Handicap chase from Cheltenham, of all places, and it's 3 mile 1 furlong, and quite a big field. So anything caught your eye?
Well, it's a big field, and the first thing that springs to my mind looking at this is that the top two, Pioneer and Beach Bonanza, have got a rating of 140, and third one down has got a rating of 118, and that means that most of the field are running out of the handicap. Now, in real life, I'm pretty sure this Kim Muir is an amateur riders race, and I think this should have been made a 120, a 0 to 120 handicap. Then we wouldn't have had the top two in it. Gengar would have been the top weight. The rest of the field would have been in the handicap, and Pioneer and Beach Bonanza, there are plenty of other races that they could have gone in. So that's my grope. Simply because
it would have made a more interesting race if it was a 120.
Yeah, I think definitely. So. That's not having a go at David Robertson or Leon Van Rensburg for entering their horses. They're allowed to enter them, so why shouldn't they? But I think this would have been an opportunity to let some of the lesser horses have a chance, because it's a big field, and like I say, there were plenty of other races this week over 3 mile plus that they could have gone in.
And didn't Stu touch on this on his chat on the first day about the handicapping? And
it's something that's difficult to do, isn't it? You never get the right answer, because you'll always upset somebody, because the 140 of horses are probably saying, well, if we got to go in races where the top ratings are 170, 160, we're not going to win them either. So I think there's probably needs to be some sort of banding brought in, I think, where you've got some sort of guarantees that each week there'll be a 0 to 120 or something.
Because this is open, so this is 0 to 160, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yep, and it's open handicap. You know what, when you think about it, how many horses are rated over 160?
Not many, and I mean, to be honest, they should, at Cheltenham, they should be running in the grade 1s and the grade 2s anyway. They shouldn't be running in these handicaps, I don't think, but again, you can't tell people how they've got to play the game, how they've got to run their horses, can you? Because you will, for as many people as you please down the bottom end of the handicap, you're going to upset people at the top end. So it's a balancing act, and it's hard work. And Gray's done a good job bringing those hunter chases in this season. They've helped, and on the flat as well.
Yeah, they've helped teams. Yeah.
1 or 2 of those low grade races have helped as well, so hopefully that can be extended, and maybe that's what we should use the bonus races for. Maybe the bonus races should be the low grade races, and then people will know exactly where they are then. But anyway,
that's a fair call.
We're getting off the subject, I suppose.
Sure. Well, so we've got to pick one out, and so any horse caught your eye at all?
Well, it's the thing, isn't it? Obviously you've got to look at the top two, because the top two are class horses, but they have got to lump the weight around. But then there's only really the next 3 or 4 that are going to be in the handicap. Some of them are going to be so far out of the handicap that you just can't fancy them at all. I mean, you've got a horse rated 70 down there, Derek Hinton's Jamira Palm Star. I mean, that's
mine's just above it. Yeah.
That's sort of rated half as good as Pioneer. You're not going to get 70 pounds in weight, so what chance has it got? Beach Bonanza, Leon van Rensburg says it runs well with big weights, so that's the one you've got to go for, I think, because it's I think it'll win.
Yeah, I think, look, I'm tossing up between Joshua's Horse Chasing Dreams and Carl Aragante's Glasgow Art. I'm going to go with Glasgow Art. Why not?
Well, that's good. Yeah, I think that's Daniel, isn't it? Taunton, Carl Aragante. I think he had his first winner over the jumps last week, so he's running into form in just about the right time. Yeah,
well, this horse has had a second and a third, so
that could be good. Yeah, like I say, if the top two fall over, then suddenly it's a different type of race, and so there you go. I mean, the big disappointment for me about this race is my horse that's in it, because that was supposed to be my Gold Cup horse, supposed to be my best chaser, and it's been absolutely useless. It's one of those sort of enigma horses that in my game it was brilliant, in my trials it was brilliant. It hasn't run at all. It's fallen over, it's been pulled up. I thought, you know what, I might as well stick it in the handicap rather than the Gold Cup. Now, looking at the fact that it's going to be running pretty much out of the handicap, I wish I'd put it in the Gold Cup instead, because I haven't got a runner in the Gold Cup.
You should have never change your mind.
No. So yeah, Beach Bonanza for me and Glasgow Art for you.
Sounds good. Okay, let's move on to race 22. That's the JCB Triumph Hurdle, and that's 2 mile and 1 furlong for just 4-year-olds only, so we're going to get a small field for that one. John Morgan's Elementary is 170. Then it goes down in gradual grade: 164, 155, 153, 43, 383. You know, it's really probably your horse. That's the real low one there, but so even though it's a smaller field, I reckon it'll be quite competitive. So
it should still be a good race, but one of the fun of this race in sort of real life is the fact anything can happen, because there's like 25 of them going, and they go really quick as well. This is a race that quite often is won by a converted flat horse in real life. There's some really good former flat horses have won this, so it's normally a bit of a speed thing, which is why I think I'm going to go for Dog in a Butcher's Shop, because that one looks to me as though it's the quickest.
Okay, I'm not.
What, not the quickest? I'm not going for 4 races.
I'm not quick. I'm going to go with Man of War, Joshua Sutherland's horse. I like what he's written up about it. Elementary really. If John said there, it needs it soft and never won on good soft ground. So,
but you know what? Again, I was saying the other day, wasn't I? These trainers moaning about the difference between good to soft and soft is about, well, it's not much difference, is it? If you know, it's the difference between heavy and good to soft, yeah, but soft and good to soft, nah, come on. That's not an excuse. Well, no, I'm not having it as one anyway.
But I reckon Elementary should win it, but well, it can lose. It's had the 2 seconds there in the last 4 starts. It's got a gut feeling. I've got a gut feeling Elementary's going to fall. So and so that's why I'm going with Man of War. I think
good call, Josh. Got a good chance. Good call. Winners on day 1, didn't he? Yeah, got to be in there with a chance.
Okay, let's move on to race 23, the Vincent O'Brien County Hurdle, and 2 mile 1 furlong, and with that distance and 4-year-olds and up, we expect a big field, and we've got it. So what do you like?
I think I like Pandy. Martin Keynes won this last twice. I know your theory about winning 3 on a trot. They've got to be special to win 3 on a trot, and I'll take that on board. But I'll work on the theory that the horse doesn't know it's won the last 2 races, so how does it know it's going to win 3 on a trot? I think Martin Keynes is one of those trainers that's just underneath the sort of real biggies, and he always pops up with a winner now and again, and I think this one has got pretty good chance, because it's getting a good decent bit of weight from the top one. Joshua Sutherland's Chest, that was one that's around from last year, and the form figures of a lot of them are not that special, are they? Jason from James Shea's got reasonable sort of form, but there's nothing there that sort of leaps out and says, I'm unbeatable. Charlottenburg looks okay for Leon van Rensburg, but I think I'm going to go for Pandy.
I'm actually going to go with Pandy as well. But I'd like to see my horse upset the field, but I doubt it very much.
Which one you got? Masaki Sister? Is that is that your best chance of a win this week, do you think?
No, I've got no chance of a win over the chumps.
You and me both. I don't think I've got much chance either.
We'll stick with Pandy. Pandy's definitely got a chance to win, so no worries. Let's go to race 24, and it's a grade 1. It's the Albert Bartlett Novices Hurdle. And it's a 3 mile affair with some fairly high rated horses.
Yeah, this is quite a big field for a Group 1, isn't it? Some of the Group 1s have got sort of maximum fields this week. And this is a good big field for this. Again, the first thing you're immediately drawn to is the John Morgan horse, isn't it? A second and a first, but I'm still sort of like thinking back to day one where he didn't have a single winner, did he? I don't know. This is one of them ones. This race, I really haven't got a clue. This is the sort of race where I think you could get an outsider pop up and win this, but I really don't know which one it is. Can't for the life of me figure out why Miss Kylog, Martin Cairns' horse, is only rated 88. Right down the bottom.
Yep, it's had a win.
That's a bit strange. It's not a handicap, so it's not doing it any good being all the way down there. And Kevin Minahan's Bounty Bar's had a win as well. So there's some down there that have got some half-decent sort of form. I'm going to look at consistency, I think, and I'm going to go for Josh's horse in this one. I think Black and White.
Yeah, look, I'm going to go for it as well. That was what I was looking at. I think I remember I might have done the call last week with a jockey stop ride. I know we all get it just about weekly where the jockey stops riding, but yeah, I'll go with Black and White as well, and I'll go with Derek Hinton's Tallahassee Queenfisher because it's a nice sounding name. Tallahassee. How the hell did you come up with that, Hollywood? How did you get that name?
Well, I'll tell you what, we're turning into Haley Turner here. Stu Gray will know what I mean, or John Morgan. I can't remember which one it was I was talking to about, but we were talking about people saying the same things all the time, and Stu pointed out to me, he says that my catchphrase I didn't realise I'd got was one complete circuit to go. Apparently I say it virtually every race, so Haley Turner is an ex-jockey that I'd have a
heap of cliches
that we get on the telly over here. She says, do you know what, before everything she says, and I just said it myself then, on the flat yesterday, I think it's Craig Mullen, I think, he's one of the newer trainers who doesn't put his horses in every week. He got some crazy named horses running yesterday, Brohan to the Mohan or something, and something about I look like a beetroot or something. I can't remember exactly what it was called, but they were all without spaces, and how do you say that? And then it's crazy name season this year, I think, for some of them. But
yeah, definitely.
Black and White then. That's all that. Yep. We'll put that down. Put that down in black and white, shall we?
We should. I think we've agreed on the 3 of the 4 races so far.
Oh, well, we're agreeable chaps, aren't we? That's the thing.
That's correct. Yeah, that's right. We can celebrate together if they.
Yeah, if you can find the key and let me out of this commentary box. Come down and have a drink.
Oh, I'll get you out. It'll be your shout, so I'll definitely be getting you out. So race 25, well, this I think is the big one, isn't it? The Cheltenham Gold Cup Chase.
It is, yeah. And lots of people talking about this in the forum, saying it's the best Gold Cup ever and all that. And it's looking at some of that form. Look at all them winners in there. Hereditary Rules won twice in the last 4. Sweet Revelations won 2 of the last 3. The Wraiths won 2 of the last 4. Ashton's won 3 of the last 4. It's some Jabba Glasses won the last 2.
There, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a really good.
Even down the bottom, you've got Mars Carla's had a win. Young Atticus had a win. Jabba Grass, Ash, Bright New Dawn, the Wraith, however you pronounce it. Glad you've got it.
I think it's the Wraith, I think, but that's odd.
The Wraith, yeah.
But yeah, you can see why I didn't bother putting mine in there, can't you?
Yeah. No, it's got more chance than the race you put it in that handicap.
Yeah, I don't think it would stand a chance in this one, but this really does look like it's going to be a mouth-watering race. And I'm going to be boring though. I'm going to go for this Hereditary Rule because Leon van Rensburg says it's the best horse he's ever trained. It won really well, those 2 wins. It was unlucky the last 2 times, but it's going to be a good race. And you could pick 8 and you couldn't laugh. There are a good 8 or 9 horses in there that you could turn around to me now and say that's my selection, and there's no way I could rubbish it. There's some really good horses in this.
I reckon your top 8 just straight off the bat. You know, you're 178 down to 144. I reckon they've all got a realistic chance of winning. Each one, that top 8, they all should have no problem with the ground. Yeah, I don't know. Go with John Morgan's horse, Sweet Revelation. And another part of me saying go with James Follis's Ashton.
You see, I think that Ashton was around last season. I don't remember it being that brilliant last year. It seems to have come through with, unless it's just one with a similar name. But that seems to have really improved. Yeah, that would be good for the slightly smaller trainer, wouldn't it? If we could get James Follis to win the Gold Cup.
So it's won a Grade 2 handicap, a handicap chase. Might find it a bit tough. This last start was a Group 2, the Bobby Joe chase. Stayed on.
Well,
I don't know.
That's interesting, because don't forget this is 3 miles, 2.5 furlongs, and quite a lot of these horses and these big races they're running, they're 3 miles dead, and that extra 2.5 furlongs up that Cheltenham Hill and catch a few out. I'm pretty sure it did last year, and we ended up with a bit of an outsider winning. That could be.
I'm going to go with. Sorry.
I say that could be something to take into account. That the fact that you might need something that stays a little bit better than speed ones.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Sweet Revelation. I'm going to go with the class horse.
There you go. You see, what great tips as well. We just managed to talk about that for 5-6 minutes, and we've ended up tipping the top 2 rated anyway.
At least we kept everyone guessing.
It'll be
race 26. I'll definitely watching that race on Wednesday. So we've got the St James Place Fox Hunters Chase. This is my sort of race.
Yeah, this is the one that's a 0 to 100, isn't it? Rated, but I don't think it's a handicap. It certainly isn't a handicap in real life. And yeah, it's this is an opportunity for something that probably shouldn't win a race at Cheltenham to win.
Yep. I reckon this is probably going to be the hardest race to.
Yeah, I don't know how Paul Rogers managed to get one in there. Though. I mean, there's definitely some brown envelope action going on, and he's managed to slip one in there.
The old. I've kept an eye on the Viva Los Barbados, because I've been hoping that would win, so I could crack out the old Elvis Viva Las Vegas or whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
But it's I don't know. He must be training it for someone else.
Yeah.
Well, it is 9 years old.
Yeah,
so,
and it's only got a 70 rating chases. So yeah, it's
and it's equal with my nag.
Oh, it's rated inferior to mine. Mine's the worst horse in my stable. It's the only one that hasn't brought any money home so far. So
man, this is a tough race.
It is, and I'm going to go for while you're sort of thinking about it. I'm going to go for Streetcar Mister, because I think Darren Howe's ran into form a little bit last week. Had a couple of wins on the last day. I think he might have had 3 on the last day last week. Can't remember they were flat or jumps, but his horses are always there and thereabouts sort of thing. And he had a bit of bad luck the other day with a few fallers and things. So it'd be nice to see him win a race. That Molliet Surfer horse, Storm Del Mar, if it stands up, could be interesting. Probably end up being a really, really good race, this one. You can't put money on this.
You keep the wallet in the pocket. Unless you've been on the gas all afternoon.
I can't imagine either of us would do that.
Then you'd have a crack. Look, I'm going to go with Molliet Surfer's Storm Del Mar, but I reckon this is the race Viva Los Barbados wins. But I'll stick with Storm Del Mar.
Right, okay.
And I reckon Colin Clark's probably got and even Darren Thompson's got a horse in here, you know. So
shows you some of those.
Molliet Surfer, he's around the money.
Yeah, I say it just shows you, doesn't it? Even some of the big trainers have got horses that are not particularly good. So
it'll be a good race. I think we'll all be looking forward to it. All right, so let's go on to the race 27. That's the Martin Pipe Handicap Hurdle, and it's another big field. Looks like it's quite an open race. Even I've got one in it.
Well, yeah, this is one of my best chances of a win this week, I think, because I've got Whitfield Soul, who's the third top, or joint third top rated. So it would have been nice if I could have found a 0 to 120 handicap to stick it in, because that would have been snuck into that. But
ideal.
This was the best option in the end. Hopefully it might run into a place. Can't see it winning. It might do all right.
You never know. It's had a win before.
It has, yeah. It won the other week, so it's got a chance. We'll see. I mean, look at
really.
This. Yeah, I think it's
in this form here. They definitely can't go over the hunt. So
no, it's one of my best.
The brain's saying balance for Paul Rhodes, but it is a handicap, so it's going to be carrying a bit of weight. The old balance. I reckon I might go with Heat Port for Darren Thompson.
This is going to be extremely boring, because that's the same one that I'm going to go for as well, because it looks like it's running into form, doesn't it? So it's going to get a handy sort of £8 from £9 from Paul Rhodes' horse. It's going to get £18 from Josh's, so that should make it able to beat them.
And it's not rated too lightly. That it doesn't have much of a chance at all. So
no, that's it. It'll be.
It's in that sweet zone.
It is, because it'll be virtually down the bottom weight, not out of the handicap like all the ones under 100 will probably be. Another one that looks interesting is Kamikaze Light. Stu Gray had one of his Kamikaze horses on the first day that ran really well, so I presume that one is in some way related to that. So, well, I've saved my best till last, because if we move on to the next race, the race 28, the Grand Annual, which is the 2 mile handicap chase, and this is a race where they really do go for it. They go really fast, usually a big field, and they go bombing out like nobody's business. Now, I've got my Dandelion in this, which won last time out, dead heated with one of David Robertson's, I think. And that's supposed to be my champion hurdler, but one week for some reason somebody said to me, put him in a chase race early on as well, so they get a mark just in case. And it was far better over fences, so it won over fences last week, and I thought, well, do you know what, I might as well stick it in this. So I'm hopeful that it's got a chance. I think 2 of my best chances are coming up in the last 2 races.
Well, it's in that sweet zone for the handicap, isn't it?
You
know, it's not carrying the heavy weight, and it's not carrying real lightweight either. It's just in that nice zone where it's a good each way chance.
It is, and being as I haven't tipped one of my own yet, I shall think, yeah. I think I'm going
to go with it.
I am, because the other one I like the look of. I think you're going to pick it, and I don't want to be boring and pick the same one as you all the time.
Well, I seem to have picking yours.
Oh, yeah.
Which one?
Oh yeah, you can do, because when you picked mine at Royal Ascot, it won. So that'll be a good deal. I was expecting you to go for Swing a Ding, because I've got a feeling that you like that one.
Yeah. Well, that actually was the one I was thinking of.
Well, I'll tell you what, you have Dandelion, I'll have Swing a Ding, and then Dandelion will win, and I'll get the win, and you'll get an extra point in the tipping competition. No,
don't change it. Don't change your tip. Stay with Dandelion. I'll go with Swing a Ding.
Yeah, I think they're my 2 best chances of the week at the end of the week, so let's hope so, because it would be nice. I don't want to be greedy in my first season, but it would be nice to get a Cheltenham winner to go with a surprising Royal Ascot winner that they've got.
No, it sounds good, and looks like James Shea is quietly confident with his horse there, Magic Money.
Yeah, that looks like it could be in with a squeak as well.
And we'll see what happens there. And so we'll go on to the last from Cheltenham. That's the Paul Moore's Grade 1. Bit of the old 4 mile, 4 furlong. Glad you're calling it, not me.
This is a dress rehearsal for next week's Grand National, isn't it? Because pretty much everybody in this will be in the National next week, I would think. I think we've got so many horses that are running okay over these long distance races this season that 1 or 2 people might be worried that their horse will be so lowly weighted that it might not get in the National this year, because I think we've got a lot more trainers playing the jump side of it than we probably used to have. And if everybody tries to put 2 in, the second one is the one that gets eliminated, isn't it? Or one of them has to get eliminated, and so 1 or 2 people have got horses that might be worried they're a bit too low down. So this could be a good race. Well, it could be about it. Will be a good race. There's a few good ones in there, isn't there? I mean, Zena looks. Librano is always good, but he's a 10-year-old now, and he's got top weight. He's already won twice this season. That puts you off that one just a little bit, thinking could do with coming down a bit. National Sensation is another one of those ones that's been around for a couple of years. Finally got a win a couple of weeks ago when it came down to the right sort of mark, but is now sort of going to drift back up again because it started to win. So that will probably rule that one out. Martin Cairns has got the sort of old man of the party, Mexican Wave, who's nearly as old as you and me.
James Shea.
Yeah, and of course
son of a Grand National winner.
You can't rule him out in these big long distance races, can, because he does seem to be something of an expert.
How long is the National?
Well, they've knocked it down to 4 miles 3, I think now. This is 4 miles 4, so it's a little bit further. This is the distance that the Grand National used to be, and it's supposed to be, really. We've got old Sfaddle Fari down there. I quite like saying that one. That one rolls off the tongue quite nicely when you're commentating. The memory that I have from last year is of John Morgan's Present Abbey running in this race and absolutely walking it. If you look at Struggles Glory, a son of last year's winner, Present Abbey, that is going to be...
memory.
Well, it's written down in front of me, so even I can remember that. But I did actually remember it, and of course I've got the... I have spoken to John Morgan, so he did tell me as well, so I can't claim to be that brilliant. Struggles Glory is the one for me. You see, you've even got that Leon van Rensburg one in there. He's saying that's one of the best he's bred. It could be a really good race, this.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Leon's horse.
So, final day of the Cheltenham Festival then. John, what have you got? Have you got a big runner in the Gold Cup?
Actually, like I said, I haven't won it before, and it's kind of like a Sweet Revelation. I think she's a second and 2 wins, so she's not bad. She's got a good chance. Well, top 4. She get in the top 4, then I'd be quite happy with top 4 placing for that.
It looks like a pretty hot race, doesn't it? I must admit I haven't put one in at all. I had one specifically for the Gold Cup that I thought would be my best chaser, and it's been absolutely rubbish. And I've put it in the Kim Muir, and it's virtually bottom weight, so it wouldn't have had much chance in the Gold Cup.
I don't know, because I remember rightly, it was Alan Donlos won last year. I think he was only rated like 120, and he like come out of nowhere like last year.
Yeah,
Just kind of like one of those, you just never know. I think in the Gold Cup. I think a few years, a few outsiders have won it. So it's kind of like check in and see what happens. I think the Gold Cup is. I think there's so many good horses running. I think I've been in the league for 5 years, and I think it's the best Gold Cup feel like.
Well, you could have told me that about Outsiders winning an hour or two ago, because it's too late for me to change it now. I've got to put her back in the Gold Cup. I'll have to make do with coming 7th in the Kim Muir instead.
I think Alan Doss last year, I think, was I rated 120, 118. He was like, and he went in and was like, what was that? I don't remember seeing that all season long. Like, it's kind of like, you never know where our league horses come from, though, when you go,
That's right. It looks like a good race out, doesn't it, this year? There's a lot of good ones in there. Five or six horses rated 150 plus. Yeah.
So it's kind of like all the best horses are there and ready to do his job. Like
that one of Leon's looks pretty good, there, doesn't it? That's got to be.
Oh yeah,
got to go close.
He's been outstanding so far. I mean, that outstanding season. The only thing is, like you said, apart from last time, he's been running over 3 miles. So it's kind of like, well, I always noticed horses that run over 3 miles, and not always the horses that I got over 3 miles 2.5 furlongs. Because it's kind of like you never quite know.
Yeah, you don't know
which ones are going to step up over the extra 2.5 furlongs, like.
That's right, that stiff finish there. There could be something come from the back, couldn't there? I've just noticed looking at the card that James Follis's horse Ashton's won 3 on a trot before last time, so that's one that could sneak in under the radar, isn't it? And
yeah, I noticed. I looked at his form last night, and it's like, I think he ran on the flat. There's a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old, he ran on the flat, like, it's like, and all of a sudden, then he's getting up in the Gold Cup.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So, you got anything else on Wednesday?
I think 29th in the race I won last year with President Abbey, Struggles Glory. That's probably my best horse of the week in the 4.5 mile race.
All right, is that en route to a tilt at the National? Is it that one?
Well, I mean, if it was the win, and it'd be rated probably 160, and you're probably thinking he's got no chance in the National. But if he falls, you never know, or falls or pull up, then he'd probably get in the Grand National with 145, then you think, well, he's probably on a chance. Like, kind of like, we'll see what happens this week, see what happens next week, and everything.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not so sure that the weight is that much of a problem in some of these chases, to be honest, John, because the top-rated one, most of the horses end up running out the handicap anyway.
Yeah, because you never know with the National, because so many horses pull up and fall the last 3 years, and it is a lot in our game. Yeah,
so whatever happened to President Abbey anyway, because that won really well last year, were you not tempted to bring that one back?
I was going to bring it back this time, if she could come back next time, you never know. I mean, yeah, like I said, I was going to bring her back, because today it's 5 spots open. I filled the 5 up and I thought, well, I can't put it in there. Well, because Struggles Glory went well the first week, I thought, he could have his biggest chance this time. Perhaps she could come back next time, like next season, like you never know.
Yeah, I seem to remember that she was pretty good last year winning that race. So, and that's another thing I like about you, John, the fact that you bring a lot of horses back and run them again for more than one a season. I think that's good. We sort of need to encourage more people to do that, and I think you winning with them does it.
Yeah, I think we need to like come out like every season, like everyone to bring five horses back, so then it's kind of like more fun, isn't it? Then you can see the horses coming back season after season, just like in real life. Otherwise, you just get new horses every season. It's like 1 year and they're gone, isn't it? Yeah,
it would be nice. I was talking to Doug the other week, and we were trying to think of how we could do it, but I'm sure maybe somebody could come up with something at some point, because it would be good, especially with the chasers and the sort of big race winners.
Yeah, because I mean, you see them coming back a second year, and they come back, and like the flat way, if the 4-year-olds can't compete against the 3-year-olds, the weight seems, like I say, my Lockson, she won unbeaten last season, and now she can't win a race this season. But the chasers seem to come back, like, especially the long distance chasers, they come back the next season, and they can compete, like.
So let's hope for a good Cheltenham for you then, John. It's nice to finally get to talk to you and put in voices to names and things, and hope you.
Yes, just hope everyone can understand me.
Well, if we can understand me and they can understand Doug, so they will understand you as well. So I think it'll be fine. It's
you and Doug do a fine job on these. So we work on a Saturday, and is it shop open on a Saturday?
I think so. I think the sort of thing that Doug sells, people use them every day. I don't think they bother what day it is.
I can't possibly comment on that. My mum could be listening to this conversation when it appears on YouTube.
That's it. Right, you have a good holiday, John, and I hope you have a good few winners at Cheltenham.
Hopefully one day I'll be able to perhaps get on, but you never know, especially with the internet.
Yeah, I hope so. It'd be good to see it. And in the meantime, I hope you have a few winners. Have a good holiday, and I'll speak to you again. Thanks for coming on.
All right, and good luck to all the winners and riders. I hope they all get a few winners.
So, have you got anything? Have you got anything for the final day then, or?
Yeah, no, final day. I've got probably two. Obviously, as I said in the Kim Muir, I'm hoping Graham can race 21. She won it, or he won it. He won it last year in the mud because it was heavy going, if I remember rightly.
Oh, so he's going for a double, is he?
Yeah, so it's just whether or not I can do it 2 times running. So I'm really hopeful, and loves Cheltenham, really does. I mean, won a couple last year. Hasn't really come back as well as a 7-year-old, obviously, but you just never know. And there's a few big horses in there. You've got Leon's Beach Bonanza, and that looks a monster. What have you got in there? You got Melancholy Way.
That's my Gold Cup horse. Melancholy Way is my Gold Cup horse that was going to be my best chaser, and it's been absolutely rubbish. And I thought, you know what, I want to put it in a different race instead. So I've put it in that one, and now you've told me that you got last year's winner. So I'm sort of...
again, she's very... I mean, Graham Kane, I'm not sure she should be on 98 either. I kind of think there might be a bit of an error there somewhere along the line, but I'm not going to say anything about it yet. We're waiting to see if it wins, and then people can complain.
Yeah, yeah. I don't blame you for that one. I've just been talking to John a minute ago, and he said, "Oh, you should have put it in the Gold Cup," because he says quite often you have Gold Cup winners that are really big prices because most of the top trainers' horses don't really stay 3 1/4 miles. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should have left it in.
Yeah, I mean, I put. In fact, now just looking at the Gold Cup, I've made a big mistake. That's I don't believe that. Anyway, so hopeful for Graham Can and Kim Muir, let's be honest. And then I suppose, yeah, in the Gold Cup, I mean, I've got Mars Carla. Really, she's only a 2 mile 4 horse, so I don't know what I've done there. I've obviously made a bit of a mistake, so no chance, obviously. And then obviously Cabano in the last race in the Paul Moores, the big $1 million. But running this last year doesn't seem to like Cheltenham. I think fell at the 13th, I think, last time out at Cheltenham. But really, I need to knock some pounds off its back to go to the National. It's 155 now.
Yeah, so you need to finish the course, don't you, and be about 15th or 12th or something. It's no good falling, because if you fall, you'll just stay where you are. So.
And to be honest with you, we'll stay the distance. We'll probably end up, maybe hopeful of a place, because you just don't know who's going to stay up. Let's be honest. It's been Paul Rhodes' horse before, Zena. Again, John Morgan's obviously just got a sneaky one in there.
Well, he's just told me that he thinks that's one of his best chances of a win all week, so I think he fancies that one.
Well, they've got Leon's horse, Feudal Ghost. That looks like a monster as well. It seems to run at 4-2 and just stay on and stay on. So now, if I had to say anything, it's probably between John and Leon's. If I could pick up third, I'd be hopeful. But no, it'd be an interesting race. I'm surprised there's not more runners in it. It's quite
I think there's too many long distance races this week, isn't there? Really, there's sort of like, I think, 3 nearly 4 mile races at sort of Cheltenham. There's a couple of nationals. Yeah, I mean, I started this week really putting my horses in the bonus races because they've got more chance of winning. Let's be honest. Rather than starting really with Cheltenham, so I popped the horses that I thought might be good in the bonus races, and then really what I had left, I decided to put in. Obviously to. But you never know. Who knows? I mean, I the one last year, so I'd be happy if I could get another winner. But we'll see. What's been your... Okay, that was very insightful again there from Stu and John. Did you understand John a bit better this time? Getting used to his accent there.
No, not at all. Better when he types.
Yeah, I think you've been lulled into a false sense of security listening to Gray doing the commentating and thinking that's what a Welsh accent sounds like. But don't forget, Gray's not really Welsh. He lives in England apparently. And anyway.
Well, the good thing with Gray is his budgies, they're Australian, so
we haven't heard those budgies at all this season. I hope they're okay. I gather they've been out in the garden, but with a bit of luck they'll be back for the winter season, which I'm sure we'll be having in a month or two's time.
Gray's got to watch out too with those budgies out in the fresh air, because they could grow into parrots.
Yeah,
that cage might become too small.
Well, we saw, didn't we, Mrs. No, it wasn't Mrs. Clutterbuck in the end, was it? It was somebody else who got the parrot on her head at Ascot. And I don't know about you, but I've missed not doing the fashion this time. I think we'll bring fashion back for next year at Cheltenham. We can do winter fashion. What's the fashion
like at Aintree? Just overcoats and gumboots.
No, because it's in Liverpool, so all the women wear too much foundation, and it's a bit sort of.
Is it any truth to the rumour that the women carry box cutters with them?
It's it's an interesting place. I was in a pub in Liverpool once. I've been in a pub in Liverpool quite a lot when I go to watch Everton, and we're standing there having a drink, a group of us, and it's quite a busy pub. And all of a sudden, my mate heard this splash in his beer, and he turned around and a bloke's tooth had landed in his beer. Somebody clonked him on, and his tooth had come out and landed in his beer, and it was a woman that had punched him. So
that put you off.
Yeah, he didn't bother finishing the pint, and he didn't bother going over to the woman and saying to buy him a new one either, because I think she'd probably have clunked him one as well. But nobody seemed bothered at all. They just sort of think that that's all right, does it all the time. His tooth comes flying across the bar and lands in his beer. So
that's unbelievable.
Yeah, so yeah, we can have some fun in Liverpool. We know where to go. And I'm sure we'll have some fun in Liverpool next week. It's National Alert next week, so we'll see if we can get and do our pin stickers guide again like we did last year. Try and do it, maybe do it a bit shorter this year though, because I think we went on a bit last year, didn't we? So I think one or two people think we might have gone on a bit this week as well. So
fat chance of us doing anything quick.
Well, that's right. Martin and Doug the horse does things pretty quick. He went out like a rocket the other day. Flattered to deceive and then dropped away and ended up right out the back, which is probably what you and me would end up doing as well. So now I'm going to get settled for this race then now, and got the big one later on, and it's always good chatting, Doug, and I'll let you get back to the bar and
likewise
look in, see what you can find knocking about, and send me another bottle of Red up a bit later on, because I'm running out and it's not sure when I'm going to get out of here.
No worries. Will you look after that sandwich? Eat it slowly.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
See you, Martin.
So, first race on day 3 then, final day is the 3-mile 1 furlong Kim Muir handicap chase, 0 to 140. Top one, Beach Bonanza, Leon van Rensburg. Pioneer, David Robertson. Gengar, Darren Thompson. Chasing Dreams, Joshua Sutherland. Miss Beat, Graham Clutterbuck. Close Action, Kevin Minahan. Melancholy Way, Martin Leadham. Glasgow Art, Carla Agante. Fittipaldi, James Follis. Entrapment, James Shea. Graham K, Stu Gray. Big Fat Zero, Daniel French. Muradabad, Martin Keynes. Hannah Swift, Darren Howes. Clockwork Orange, Moriet Surfer. Jacob Faiz, Ben Benici. Red Sir, Colin Clark. High Smile, Doug Warren. And Jamira Palmstar, Derek Hinton. So big field then, 19 of them, and this is sort of like the handicap version of the Gold Cup, I suppose. And Pioneer, the grey, is the first to show as they come down to the first of the fences, and they're all safely over the first 20 of them they've got to take, so 19 more for them to negotiate as they take number 2. You see they're all safely over that, and they sorted themselves out with Gengar, one of the ones disputing the lead, and now it looks like it's going to be Jacob Faiz that goes on as we see them swinging away, and left-handed towards that cross fence on the way out there. You can see it's uphill, and it's Glasgow Art and Jacob Faiz that dispute the lead. As they come down to it, they land together. From Gengar in third, then Muradabad. Hannah Swift is after that one. Then comes Miss Beat and Graham K. Graham K was last year's winner. Then Close Action and Pioneer. Jamira Palmstar, the one that's right out the handicap at the bottom. Beach Bonanza, the top weight. Then Clockwork Orange and Red Sir. Entrapment and Fittipaldi. After that, Chasing Dreams, High Smile and Big Fat Zero with Melancholy Way, the back marker, as they take fence number 4. And they're all still standing then through the first 4. And Gengar has now come through to take it up from Glasgow Art in second. Jacob Faiz, the grey, is in third as they take the water jump. On the inside of him is Muradabad. And you can see Melancholy Way just being pushed along a little bit already at the back. And the same can be said about Big Fat Zero in the blue colours as they come to this ditch. And over that one they go, and all safely over the other side of it. And Gengar continues to just about lead by about half a length to Glasgow Art in second as they take the next. Slow jump there by Jacob Faiz, and a slow jump at the back by Melancholy Way. But up the top end it's Gengar and Glasgow Art that dispute the lead, with Muradabad and move through into third. Then comes Hans Swift and Jacob Faiz missed beat towards the outside. The grey colours on the inside of Graham Kay as they take number 8. And they're all over that one as well, with the entire field still standing and racing downhill now towards the next. There's a little over 2 miles still to go past the Triumph Hurdle start. That's the next race. That's on the hurdle course, of course. Then comes Glasgow. Glasgow Art's in the lead then, from Muradabad in second. Gengar is third, and then Jacob Faiz is fourth. Hannah Swift is next, then Miss Beat after that one. I'm sure Miss Beat was a Gold Cup contender last year, who's been shuffled down into the handicaps as they take number 9. And all over that one safely as well, with Glasgow Art back in front from Muradabad and Jacob Faiz, and Gengar and Hannah Swift. Darren Howes deserves a turn of luck, doesn't he? Had a few fallers this week and one beaten in a close photo yesterday. Glasgow Art in the lead. Muradabad, Jacob Faiz, Hannah Swift and Gengar. That's the leading group. There's a break of about a length or so then to Miss Beaten Graham Kay. The grey Pioneer, one of the top weights, is next. The other grey on the inside is the James Shea horse. That's Entrapment. And all over that one safely as well. They're now back up the home straight, and this will be the last on the next circuit. And Glasgow Art is the leader, from Muradabad in second. Then comes Hannah Swift in third, and Gengar 4. Jacob Faiz is 5, Entrapment is 6. The two greys, they're running together. The other grey Pioneer just obscured from view at this angle as they see them take this fence that takes them away from the stands and uphill towards the back straight. Take one more in the water, and Glasgow Art's the leader, as he has been for most of the way. Momentarily left the lead, and we've lost one at the back there. Another grey that was obscured from view. Jumeirah Palm Star has been pulled up at the back, so that's one out of the race. First one then to depart, and Muradabad has come to join Glasgow Art for a share of the lead, with Hannah Swift just behind in third as they take the water jump. Then comes Jacob Faiz and Gengar. Close actions after that one. Graham Kay and Red Sir plenty with chances, and Big Fat Zero's been pulled up now, and so too Melancholy Way. So the field beginning to thin out as they take that ditch. And the back marker is just Big Fat Zero. Well, it's not. Big Fat Zero has been pulled up. The back marker is just High Smile. And Muradabad and Glasgow Art still dispute the lead as they come to the 16th. And oh, he's gone there. Hannah Swift's gone. And poor old Darren Howes. Look, he's not changing at all, is it? Another faller. And Glasgow Art's in front from Muradabad. These two are about 4 or 5 lengths clear of Close Action in third. Red Sir up the centre of the track is next, and then comes Jacob Faiz. This is the 17th, the 4th from home, and they're all over that one okay, with the back marker now Entrapment, but it's Glasgow Art and Muradabad. Muradabad looks to be going the stronger on the outside. Then comes Close Action and Misbeat. Fittipaldi's gone up the back as well, and it's Muradabad and Glasgow Art now being chased by Misbeat, who's gone into third. Then comes Close Action and Red Sir. Graham Kay poised to make a challenge to win the race with a second year running. Pioneer being switched to the outside. Beach Bonanza with a fair bit of running to do. Entrapment is starting to run on, but up the top end it's still Muradabad and Glasgow Art. This is the third last. Over it they go, and Glasgow Art jumped it just the better and takes it back up again. Half a length clear for Muradabad in second, but the field is closing. Red Sir and Pioneer missed beat, then Chasing Dreams, Graham Kay and Close Action. After that one, Gengar and Entrapment and Jacob Faiz, and they're racing now towards the second last, and Muradabad is in the lead. Still got the best part of 3 furlongs to race, and Muradabad is in front, but Pioneer's looking strong up the centre of the track, but he's got a big weight, remember. Then on the inside, Glasgow Art's now starting to look a little bit one pace. Misbeat is after that one, so too is Close Action. Here comes Graham Kay, they're over the second last, and it's Muradabad in the lead. I think Chasing Dreams was a faller there, but it's Muradabad at the final fence. Muradabad lands in the lead, Close Action takes it up. It's Close Action, Glasgow Art's trying to get back into it, nothing else is going to get close. It's Close Action from Glasgow Art trying to run on into the final half furlong. Close Action is under strong driving, and Glasgow Art is beginning to close. Glasgow Art's beginning to get up on the near side. Glasgow Art needs to get a little bit further, but Close Action just about takes it. Close Action just on and took it on the line. It looked like Glasgow Art was maybe going to get up, but out on his feet. I think both of them were out on their feet. The commentator was out on his feet as well. He had a bit of a mess up at the end there, but you can see that Close Action has just won on the outside, and Glasgow Art second, Muradabad third, The two top weights are in a photo for fourth, Pioneer and Beach Bonanza. So close action takes it for Kevin Minahan. I think that's his second winner of the week. Glasgow Art is second, Moradabad third, Beach Bonanza was fourth, and Pioneer was fifth. Last year's winner Graham Kay was sixth. So the Triumph Hurdle next then, 2 miles 1 furlong for 4-year-olds of course, and the top one is Dog in a Butchered Shop, Paul Rhodes. Elementary, John's Jumpers, Catabatic, Graham Clutterbuck, Man of War, Joshua Sutherland, Preconcerto, Martin Leadham, Zuata, Darren Thompson, Mountain Edge, David Robertson, Pick Fane, Leon van Rensburg, and Swissy Army, Molliet Surfer. Just 9 then, pretty small field for a Triumph Hurdle, but still a pretty good looking race, and unbelievably this is race number 22 of the festival, and John's Jumpers, John Morgan, hasn't had a winner yet, and Elementary is going to try and put that right for him, takes it up and goes into an early lead with Zuata in second, and Dog in a Butcher's Shop and Catabatic and Pick Fane, they're all safely over the first, with Preconcerto just the back marker, and Elementary it is that is in the lead, from Pick Fane in the blue, Catabatic in the red on the outside, the green and yellow, Dog in a Butcher's Shop on the near side. We get this nice close-up view. We've got a small field, we can keep them all in shot, which shows off just how good this is as they come down to the next. This is the second, it'll be the last on the next circuit, and that uphill finish of course, which changes the results so often, and it's Elementary that takes them out on this final circuit. So one complete circuit to go then, and Dog in a Butcher's Shop is chasing the leader Elementary, with Catabatic and Zuata after that one, then Pick Fane and Mountain Edge, Swissy Army and Man of War, and Preconcerto was just the back marker as they make their way out towards the back straight then. And Elementary setting the pace, and as we've seen so many times this week, the rest of the field not all that bothered about letting the leader get away. Elementary it is that's clear by a good 3 lengths. Dog in a Butcher's Shop making a bit of a forward move though now in second, just trying to keep the leader covered, and then Mountain Edge and Zuata and Catabatic and Preconcerto, and in the back 3 are Pick Fane, Swissy Army and Man of War. But they've already completed half the jumping then. They've got just over 9 furlongs still to race. This is the 4th from home, and Elementary got in close to that one but jumped it really quickly and took a good length out of the air there, with Dog in a Butcher's Shop second, Mountain Edge in third, then Catabatic 4, Preconcerto's moved up into 5, Swissy Army's on the outside 6, then comes Pick Fane and Zuata with Man of War just the back marker. So Elementary then comes to the third last, takes it nicely in the lead. Good jump in second place by Mountain Edge. Dog in a Butcher's Shop's on that one's inside, jumped a little bit slower. Swissy Army looks to be going well, so does Catabatic, then Preconcerto, Pick Fane and Zuata. Man of War, the one that's just struggling just a little bit at the back. But Elementary takes them downhill into the final 6 furlongs. There are just 2 more flights of hurdles to take, and Elementary is in the lead from Dog in a Butcher's Shop and Mountain Edge together in a share of second. Swissy Army's now making a move in 4th place. Catabatic still looks to be being held together. Pick Fane making a move on the outside, then Zuata and Preconcerto. Man of War just still the back marker down towards the second last, and Elementary skips over in the lead from Dog in a Butcher's Shop and Mountain Edge. Swissy Army is next. These are the leading group. They're being chased by Catabatic and Zuata, Preconcerto, Pick Fane and Man of War. He wouldn't rule anything out just yet as they race down towards the final 3 furlongs. There's only 1 more hurdle to take, and it's Elementary in the lead. Dog in a Butcher's Shop chasing hard in second. Swissy Army's now moved into third, then Zuata. Mountain Edge hit a bit of a flat spot, then Catabatic. Preconcerto's dropping away. Pick Fane hasn't got going today, and neither has Man of War. Down towards the final flight then in the Triumph Hurdle, and now Dog in a Butcher's Shop comes up to challenge Elementary on the outside at the final flight, and over it they go, and it's Dog in a Butcher's Shop that lands in the lead. Elementary's under strong pressure. Swissy Army and Catabatic running back on again. His Mountain Edge into the final furlong. Dog in a Butcher's Shop in the lead. Elementary trying to battle back, but it's Dog in a Butcher's Shop. Is this going to be another one for Paul Rhodes? Paul Rhodes having a great week at Cheltenham and up towards the line. This is going to be Dog in a Butcher's Shop wins the Elementary second. Mountain Edge, Zuata close for 3rd and 4th. Pick Fane was after that one. Swissy Army dropped away in the end. Dog in a Butcher's Shop takes it for Paul Rhodes, and Elementary second. John Morgan still looking for his first winner. Zuata was 3rd, Mountain Edge 4th, and Pick Fane. So the Vincent O'Brien Handicap Hurdle next then, 2 miles and 1 furlong, this time class 2 0 to 140. Top one is Chess, Joshua Sutherland. Nantucket Express, David Robertson. Oristano, Frewley, Darren Thompson. Pandy, Martin Cairns. Airbound, Daniel French. Charlottenburg, Leon van Rensburg. Chronicle, Paul Rhodes. Party Doctor, Stu Gray. Jason, James Shea. Masachi Sister, Doug Warren. Barrelinka King, Darren Howells. Prince of Desire, Graham Clutterbuck. Dirty Den, Kevin Minahan. Smoke and Mirrors, Martin Leadham. Amber Princess, Adam Old. Cue the Mirage, Molliet Surfer. Ivanhoe Muhab, Tom Perrin. Schumacher, James Follis. North Glasgow, Carl Aragante. Risky Sindawar, Colin Clark. And Leadham, Derek Hinton. Big field then, and away they go. They should go pretty quickly in this, I would think, as they race down towards the first of the 8 flights, and North Glasgow leads them over that one in the lead as we take a look from the stand. And it's North Glasgow then, who looks like he's going to be happy to take them on, with Cue of the Mirage just about second. Doesn't actually appear to be that much pace on at the moment, but they're very tightly grouped, and we'll see them over the second flight shortly, and then they'll come past the stand. This will be the last Onyx circuit, and over it they go, and North Glasgow will lead them past the winning post on this first circuit, with Barrelinka King in second, then Nantucket Express and Cue of the Mirage, and then Schumacher, with Masachi Sister also close up with the lead, and Pandy as well. One or two of them going a bit wide on the track. Prince of Desire was quite wide there, and so too was the back marker Dirty Den, but that was now tucking in on the inside and has left Risky Sendawar to be the widest of all. So they've sort of sorted themselves out then, and North Glasgow has got a comfortable lead of about 3 lengths from Nantucket Express in second, Masachi Sister third, and then comes Cue of the Mirage and Schumacher, and then Chronicle. Pandy's after that one. You can see they're pretty closely grouped as they race down this back straight. There's only a mile and a quarter still to go, and that was the 4th flight of the 8. The leader got over it nicely in the lead. Masachi Sister is second there. Schumacher and Cue of the Mirage are together. Schumacher's virtually hidden by Cue of the Mirage as they take the 5th, which is the 4th from home. And they're all over that one okay as well. The pace beginning to hot up a little bit now, and North Glasgow is the leader, with Schumacher just about second. Cue of the Mirage, Nantucket Express, Oristano Fruit is making a bit of ground. Leadham's getting a little bit closer as well towards the back of the field. Risky Sendawar is still the back marker, and Jason and Smoke and Mirrors are out the back as well. So it's Prince of Desire, Party Doctor and Chess as they take the 6th. And that was 3 from home. They're down towards the 7 furlong pole now then, and on the outside Schumacher has now taken the lead from North Glasgow. Cue of the Mirage after them as they now race downhill. Barrelinka King is wide but making a forward move. Masachi Sister still there, so too is Nantucket Express. Chronicle is making a forward move. Smoke and Mirrors is getting forward as well on the inside. That's the grey. And on the wide outside there you can see Ivanhoe Muhab making a bit of ground, so too is Oristiano Fruity. Chess is still nearer the back than the front, and the back marker is now leading, but it's Barrelinka King who's come through on the outside to take a share of the lead with North Glasgow and Schumacher. Cue of the Mirage after them as they take the second last. Schumacher and North Glasgow on the outside. Barrelinka King looks to be in the lead to me. The grey Smoke and Mirrors is now coming forward, and suddenly Chess has appeared on the scene from absolutely nowhere, racing now down towards the final 3 furlongs. And Chess has swept through from last to first, now being challenged by the grey Smoke and Mirrors. Pandy's also there, so is Barrelinka King. Schumacher still there on the inside. After that one, Masachi's Sister still there. Charlottenburg trying to run on, so too is Airbound and Dirty Den down towards the final flight then. And Smoke and Mirrors, Pandy, Chess, Barrelinka King, all pretty much in a clump as they come down towards this final flight. Over it they go, and Smoke and Mirrors just landed him a lead, but Chess on the inside looks strong. Smoke and Mirrors just in front, Chess, and then Pandy, and Barrelinka King's got no room. Coming up the centre of the track is Oristiano Fruity, but it's just Smoke and Mirrors into the final half furlong. Smoke and Mirrors in the lead, being pressed by Pandy on the outside, Chess on the inside. Smoke and Mirrors just in the lead, and up towards them. Just Smoke and Mirrors has just taken it, I think, from Chess and Pandy. Barrelinka King was there as well, and that was a tight finish. But I think it was the grey head that just stuck it out the furthest, and according to that it is Pandy and Chess, and then Barrelinka King. It's Smoke and Mirrors for Martin Leadham. That's me. I should apologise after yesterday, really. Pandy was second, Chess was third, Barrelinka King fourth, and Oristano Fruity was fifth. So it's the Albert Bartley Novices Hurdle next. This is the 3 mile hurdle for novices, and the top one is Mr. Wolfman, Martin Needham, Pine Needle, David Robertson, Step All Over, Daniel French, Upton Park, John's Jumpers, Black and White, Joshua Sutherland, Bounty Bar, Kevin Minahan, Canoper, Stu Gray, Dream Come True, Colin Clark, Casero, Molliette Surfer, Miss Kylog, Martin Cairns, Pirates Mistress, Leon Van Rensburg, Southern Flight, James Shea, Sweet Sphinx, Darren Howells, Tallahassee Queenfisher, Derek Hinton, Van Ice, Paul Rhodes, and Zoelcha, Darren Thompson. So, called in and away they go in. Long distance hurdle race. We saw a couple of really good long distance hurdle races yesterday. Let's see what the novices can serve up as they take the first of the 12 flights. And it's Upton Park that's in the lead. Upton Park will probably change his name to Boleyn Ground halfway through the season and then move to the Olympic Stadium, but we'll have to see what happens about that one. So anyway, Upton Park's over the second in front with Canoper in second, then Van Ice is third, and Southern Flights after that one with Tallahassee Queenfisher on the outside, and they're pretty tightly packed with the exception of that leader, Upton Park, who's clear in front, which is upset any West Ham fans, but you never often see West Ham at the top of anything, do you? So Upton Park's in front then, from Canoper in second, and Casero is next, and Pine Needle, Van Ice, Pirates Mistress, and then Southern Flight, Tallahassee Queenfisher and Miss Kylog. Towards the back of the field, Mr. Wolfman and Bounty Bar. So they take flight 4, and they're all hurdling okay, with Upton Park taking them along in the lead. Canoper in second, and then Van Ice, Casero, and Miss Kylog is after that one. Tallahassee Queenfisher is next, but you could throw a decent sized tablecloth over that field with the exception of the leader. And Upton Park it is, who's in front by 4 or so lengths to Canoper in second. Southern Flight is third on the outside, then Casero, Pirates Mistress and Miss Kylog. Miss Kylog's one of the ones on the wide outside. Sweet Sphinx is also going quite wide. Looking for a change of look for Darren Howells. He's had a lot of bad luck this week with fallers. That's a grey, as you can see just about now. It's obscured from view before the back marker is Bounty Bar, which I think was a winner a few weeks ago. But Upton Park is the leader, from Van Ice in second. One of Paul Rhodes' colours, I think that. Takes after his mentor, Aidan O'Brien. They've got loads of different sets of colours, but they're all known by the same people. And it's Upton Park in the lead then, from Van Ice and Canoper. As they race past the stand. And come to take this flight, which will be the last on the next circuit. And Upton Park's in front. On Canoper in second. Casero has now moved up to share third with Van Ice. Then Black and White getting the first mention. Miss Kylog is after that one. They're still pretty tightly grouped. Southern Flight and Pine Needle, Pirates Mistress, Step All Over is also looking like that one's got the inside. Mr. Wolfman is also more to the inside than the outside, with Dream Come True, the one widest of all now, as Sweet Sphinx takes a more central position, and Bounty Bar's been pulled up, so that's a bit of a surprise pull up there. That one didn't look to be not travelling very well, but first one to depart the race then. And Upton Park in front, from Canoper in second. Tallahassee Queenfisher's moved through nicely into third. Then comes Van Ice and Pine Needle as they take number 8, which means just 4 more to take, and Mr. Wolfman is now in the back marker position as Upton Park takes them into the 4th from home. Skips over in the lead, but only a length or so clear now of Canoper in second, Van Ice in third. And after that one, just Miss Kylog on the outside, with Zoelcha getting a first mention as well. Pirates Mistress is on the inside of that one, with Dream Come True making a bit of ground. They're all still very tightly grouped. It's difficult to pick them out which one's which at the moment, as Upton Park takes them over to third last in the lead. Bit of a sticky jump by Canoper in second. Van Ice looks to be going well in third. Then comes Miss Kylog and Zoelcha. After that one comes Dream Come True and Southern Flight. Step All Overs after that one. On the inside, Pine Needle's dropped back and lost its place. Mr. Wolfman has been pulled up, and Kisero is now the back marker, but Upton Park has been in the lead all the way. Caliper has been sitting quietly in second all the way. Then comes Miss Kylog, Van Ice, Tallahassee, Queenfisher, and just behind them comes Dream Come True, who's made a forward move and trying to chase that one is Welcher, but they're now racing towards the second last, and they've got just 4.5 furlongs to race. And Upton Park challenged for the first time by Dream Come True, and over that one Upton Park jumped it just a bit, and now Caliper starts to make a bit of a forward move as well. We're losing another one at the back, that's Kisero, but it's Upton Park in front. Upton Park from Dream Come True, then Caliper, Tallahassee, Queenfisher, Van Ice is still there as well. We're also losing another one now. Pirates Mistress is pulled up as well, but up the top end they've got 3 furlongs to go, and it's Upton Park and Dream Come True having a ding-dong battle. Pine Needle has moved into third, then Tallahassee, Queenfisher, Canoper is still trying to run on, then comes Miss Kylog, and Van Ice is after that one under strong driving. So too's Black and White. They've only got 1 flight to take, 2 furlongs to race, and it's Upton Park, Dream Come True and Pine Needle. Pine Needle looks to be going best on the outside. Don't rule out Tallahassee, Queenfisher. Over the final flight they go, and in the lead now Pine Needle, but Dream Come True was a little bit short of room there as Pine Needle came across him a little bit, but it looks like it's okay. Pine Needle's in the lead. He's about 1.5 lengths clear. He's being chased again by Upton Park. Running like a train from the back is Van Ice, but up towards the line. Is Pine Needle going to hold on, or is Upton Park going to take it on the line? Upton Park's just getting back in front, and Upton Park has won it. Upton Park has taken it a brave run. Led for most of the way and looked like it was beaten on that run up the hill, but just had enough left in the tank to get back in front and beat Pine Needle, with Van Ice running on well in third. And at last, John's Jumpers, John Morgan gets his winner. It's taken him a while this week, but he's finally got one. Upton Park the winner. Pine Needle was second. Van Ice was third. Southern Flight ran well to be fourth, and Black and White was fifth. So the St James's Place Fox Hunters Chase next then. This is the Amateurs Gold Cup, of course, and it's a 0 to 100 handicap for us, 3.25 miles, class 5. Top one, Sioux City Boy, Martin Leadham, Twist Scythers, Darren Thompson, Game Senior, Colin Clark, Beehive, Stu Gray, Streetcar Mr, Darren Howells, Storm Del Mar, Molliet Surfer, Go Liam, Carl Aragante, A Yield, Doug Warren, Montira C, Derek Hinton, Unfortunate Ben Benici, and Viva Los Barbados, Paul Rhodes. Taking into account that they might show the Gold Cup as the final race in the stream, I better make no comment about that while we're doing this race. So, spoiler alert, watch out just in case I slip up. Hopefully I won't. And it's Go Liam in the lead from Montira C as they take that one, with Twist Scythers in third, and then Game Senior and Storm Del Mar with Streetcar Mister. After that one, then Beehive and Viva Los Barbados, Sioux City Boy as they take the fence. It'll be the last on the next circuit, and A Yield is just the back marker. So the front two are not hanging about, are they? Go Liam and Montira C take us past the big screen and out into the country. I've got 2 more circuits to go, and Go Liam is the leader. Montira C is second. There's a gap of a good 8 lengths to Storm Del Mar and Twist Scythers, then Game Senior and Streetcar Mister, then Beehive, Viva Los Barbados and Sioux City Boy, with Unfortunate on that one's inside, and A Yield just the back marker as they take that plain fence down the back and make their way towards the water jump, with Go Liam clear in the lead by about 1.5 lengths, maybe a little more. Over the water he goes, and they're all safely over the water, of course, as always, and Go Liam in the lead from Montira C, in Storm Del Mar, Streetcar Mister. After that one, then Beehive as they take that ditch, and all safely over that one as well. Some pretty good jumping by these 0 to 100 chasers as they take the next. I'll probably put the kiss of death on something by saying that. I don't think I'm giving too much away if I say the jumping in this race so far has been a little bit better than it was early on in the Gold Cup, but it's Go Liam in the lead from Montira C in second, then Twist Scythers and Storm Del Mar. Beehive is going next, then Streetcar Mister as they take the big ditch there, and the back two jumping it together. A Yield and Unfortunate, with just in front of them Viva Los Barbados. Well, it's strange to see a Paul Rhodes horse in a 0 to 100 handicap. So, well, we've lost one there. Something's gone. Game Senior's a faller. So, Game Senior's gone, and we've seen quite a lot this week of trainers having unfortunate luck with a lot of fallers, and I think that's Colin Clark, probably his second or third fall I can remember. Darren Howes is another one who's had quite a few fall as they take the next. And all the remaining runners are over that one okay. And they've got just a little more than 2 miles to go now, and Go Liam has gone clear in the lead. From in second place Montira C. Twist Scythers is in third as they take this next ditch. And a nice shot of them jumping that one. You can see the loose horse running around at the back. There's that pack stand in the distance. You can see they'll swing left-handed now. They'll go up the straight, and then they'll go out for one more complete circuit with Go Liam in front. And Montira C second. Twist Scythers in third and Storm Del Mar 4. They're pretty well strung out. And after that one comes Streetcar Mr. Beehive and Sioux City Boy, the two in the purple together. Then comes A Yield and Viva Los Barbados. And Unfortunate is still the back marker. So over the next they go then. That'll be the second last next time round. And all over that one as well, with Unfortunate just trailing their tails at the back a little bit. But Go Leo has been setting a strong pace in this race, and he skips over that one in the lead as we see them from underneath the screen there. And it looks like Unfortunate is being pulled up in front of the stand. So that's 2 out of the race. We're down to 9 now then as they swing out again onto this Prestbury Park back straight, and it's Go Liam. Go Liam is in the lead from Montira C in second. Twist Scythers is in third. Storm Del Mar is after that one. Then comes Sioux City Boy making a bit of ground. Beehive is after that. Then A Yield and Viva Los Barbados. Streetcar Mister is the back marker. Go Liam in front. Skips over that one nicely. Montira C second. Then Twist Scythers and Storm Del Mar. Beehive and A Yield making some good ground. Then Storm City Boy. So we see them from the other side as they come down towards the water jump for the final time. And Go Liam will take it in front from Montira C and Twist Scythers. That's been the 1, 2, 3 most of the way around. Then comes A Yield and Storm Del Mar together. Then Sioux City Boy, Viva Los Barbados and Beehive. Streetcar Mister just toiling a little bit in their wake at the moment as he take that big ditch. And it's Go Liam with Montira C just a length or so behind as they take the next. You can see them all over that one. It's looking like Streetcar Mister is getting a little bit tired at the back, but Go Liam and Montira C done a lot of their stopping. Montira C now coming to challenge for the lead and probably just pokes his head in front for the first time, or at least for a while, and Montira C's in front over the 17th. Then Montira C lands in the lead and he's in front of Go Liam, then well clear of Twist Scythers and Storm Del Mar and Viva Los Barbados as they race down now towards the 18th, and they're over that one, and the order's still pretty much as you were. It's Montira C and Go Liam in the lead, 4 to jump. Montira C in front, Go Liam second. Storm Del Mar is now moved into third. Twist Scythers, then Viva Los Barbados running on. A Yield, Beehive and Sioux City Boy, and then finally Streetcar Mister at the 4th last. Montira C lands in the lead and suddenly they're swamping him. There's a 4 there. Sioux City Boy's gone, and so too Streetcar Mister, 2 at the same fence, and it's Montira C who's now come through the second. But here comes Viva Los Barbados, and Viva Los Barbados takes it up. Viva Los Barbados goes into the lead, takes the 3rd last in front from Twist Scythers and Storm Del Mar. Then comes Montira C, Go Liam, A Yield and Beehive. Down towards the next, it's Viva Los Barbados in front. Quickly gone, 3 lengths clear now then from Storm Del Mar in second, then Twist Scythers is third. Montira C's after that. They've got 2 to jump, less than 3 furlongs to race. Can Viva Los Barbados take this up? He wouldn't have thought Paul Rhodes would be winning the 0 to 100 handicap, but at the moment it looks like he's going to. It's Storm Del Mar in second, Twist Scythers third. It's between these over the second last. Viva Los Barbados lands in the lead. Twist Scythers is second. Then comes Storm Del Mar and Montira C. Forget them, it's just between these 3 down to the final fence, and Viva Los Barbados didn't jump it very well, but jumped it well enough to keep the impetus going. And this is going to be Viva Los Barbados up towards the line. It's another one for Paul Rhodes. Viva Los Barbados, not Viva Las Vegas. Viva Los Barbados. Oh, I'm going to Barbados. Paul Rhodes is going to win another one up towards the line. Viva Los Barbados wins it. Storm Del Mar is second. Twist Scythers is third. Montira C4. Go Liam 5, and then A Yield, and then Beehive, and they were the only ones to finish. And an action-packed Fox Hunter was no after the Lord Mayor Show race at all. Viva Los Barbados takes it for Paul Rhodes. Storm Del Mar second. Twist Scythers third. Montira C 4th, and Go Liam was 5th. So the Martin Pipe Handicap Hurdle next then, and we've got a big field for this one. And Let's take a look on 2.5 miles, 0 to 140. In a State of Change, Joshua Sutherland. Balance, Paul Rhodes. Hollinswood, Martin Cairns. Wheatfield Soul, Martin Leadham. Heatport, Darren Thompson. Kamikaze Light, Stu Gray. Grey Star, Graham Clutterbuck. Trebago, James Follis. Blame Game, Kevin Minahan. Mutanaka Phillipstown, Darren Howes. Boring First Half, Carl Aragante. Magic Morning, Daniel French. Ash Kalani, Ben Fleet, Doug Warren. Lunacy Django, Molliet Surfer. Retained, James Shea. Charlie's Prince, Adam Old. Uncle Ant, Alex Cherry. Yellow Horn, Tom Perrin. Jacob Tetravella, Ben Benici. And Sally Im, Derek Hinton. So 20 of them this time then. And over the hurdles track, of course. And away they go. And Jacob Tetravella, the grey on the inside, is one of the first to show. Wheatfield Soul up the centre of the track, and in the yellow, Uncle Ant. So they're sorting themselves out, and it's 2.5 miles this time, but they've still only got to jump 8 flights of hurdles. I'm not sure how that sport works out, but Jacob Tetravella in the lead from Yellow Horn and Kamikaze Light. Then comes Uncle Ant and Boring First Half with Balance up the centre of the track in that green and yellow, but with a bit of a red dot on the cap. Towards the back of the field, it's just Charlie's Prince and Grey Star, but they're sorting themselves out. They're making their way towards the first of the 8 flights, and you can probably see why, because the first half a mile they haven't jumped a single flight, so that's why there's only 8, the same as in the 2-mile races. So Jacob Tetravella lands over the first in the lead then, from Yellow Horn in second, then Kamikaze Lights third, and Uncle Ant is 4. Then Boring First Half and Mutanaka Phillipstown. Wheatfield Soul is after that one, and then Trebago and Heatport as we see them from the inside of the course coming up the home straight. With I think just 3 more races to go for the Cheltenham Festival. It's gone really quickly, hasn't it? And Jacob Tetravella in front from Kamikaze Light and Yellow Horn. As they take this flight of hurdles, which will be the last next time round. And Yellow Horn on the outside of the grey, Jacob Tetravella. Then comes Kamikaze Light in the red sleeves. In the yellow is Uncle Ant. Mutanaka Phillipstown is in the orange with the black sleeves. Then comes Boring First Half in the pale colours as we see them racing away to go back to the back straight and complete another circuit. And Jacob Tetravella is in front. The one that's just struggling out the back a little bit is Lunacy Django. But it's Jacob Tetravella, the grey, in front then from Yellow Horn and Kamikaze Light. As we switch to the other side, then comes Uncle Ant and Boring First Half and Mutanaka Phillipstown. Then Wheatfield Soul and Heatport. Lunacy Django jump that one slowly again as they're making their way towards the next. They've got just over 10 furlongs to race. This race has gone by pretty quickly, and Jacob Tetravella is taking them along from Yellow Horn in second over flight number 4. You can see number 5 and number 6 in the distance will be coming up pretty quickly. Then there'll be a long run to the last 2, but it's Yellow Horn has now taken it up. Yellow Horn from Jacob Tetravella. Over that one they go then. And they're all over that one okay. Lunacy Django does look to be struggling at the back, and Yellow Horn is just in front from the grey Jacob Tetravella. Trebago has moved through nicely on the outside. Then comes Boring First Half and Uncle Ant. Kamikaze Light still there, so too's Mutanaka Phillipstown as they come to take this third last flight of hurdles, and then there'll be a long run to the last 2. And Jacob Tetravella and Yellow Horn led over it. Yellow Horn just leader then. So Yellow Horn's in front from Jacob Tetravella second. Trebago is third. Then comes Boring First Half 4 and Uncle Ant 5 and Wheatfield Soul is 6. Then Heatport 7. Grey Star is 8 and Balance is 9. Then Kamikaze Light and Blame Game and Mutanaka Phillipstown. Hollinswood in a State of Change. Then Ash Kalani, Ben Fleet, Magic Morning, Charlie's Prince, Sally Im retained, and finally Lunacy Django. And they're inside the final 6 furlongs and racing down towards the second last flight. And Jacob Tetravella is still in the lead from Yellow Horn in second. Boring First Half is third. Then Trebago's on the outside of that one. Heatport, Wheatfield Soul and Hollinswood queuing up. And also there Grey Star, the grey. Mutanaka Phillipstown's also in a good position as they finally take the second last. And over that one it's Jacob Tetravella in the lead from Balance in the similar colours chasing in second. Then Boring First Half. Then Wheatfield Soul and Kamikaze Light. Heatport is after that one. I'm not quite sure what happened to the one that was in the lead a minute ago. Yellow Horn seems to have lost his place as they swing towards the straight, but it's Jacob Tetravella in the lead, being pressed by Balance. Then comes Grey Star, then Wheatfield Soul. Yellowhorn trying to run back on again, so too is Kamikaze Light. They're racing down towards the final flight, 2 furlongs to go. Balance has gone for home. Balance is in front, being chased now by Jacob Tetravella and Kamikaze Light. Also coming through there now is Boring first half. Over the final flight they go, and it's Balance in the lead. Boring first half, throwing down a big challenger. Here comes Yellowhorn again. It's Jacob Tetravella. It's Balance and Boring first half, and Yellowhorn. And on the outside, Yellowhorn is just beginning to forge ahead. Yellowhorn is taking it up again in the shadow of the post, and Yellowhorn up towards the line. Yellowhorn is going to take it from Boring first half and in a state of change, and he bought, and then Balance. Oh goodness me, what a race that was. And Yellowhorn for Tom Perrin. That's not a name we expected to see on the winners' enclosure. No disrespect meant there, but that's a great win for Tom Perrin to take the Martin Bopp handicap hurdle with Yellowhorn. Boring first half for Carl Arrogante second, in a state of change third, Heatport fourth, and Balance fifth. And the big boys are not having it all their own way this week, are they? So the Grand Annual Handicap Chase next, and this is always a lickety-split race, and there's a big field, 19 of them 2 mile chases. They won't be hanging about in this one. Top one is Moynihan, Paul Rhodes, Driftwood Act, David Robertson, Swinging In, Colin Clark, Dandelion, Martin Leadham, Genetics, Joshua Sutherland, Nisham, Martin Cairns, Spellbound, Darren French, Twist Red, Daniel Thompson. I've got that the wrong way around. It's Daniel French and Darren Thompson. Magic Money, James Shea. Power Slide, Adam Old. Phillipstown, Vienna, Darren House. Transnation, Kevin Minahan. Ex-Calypso, Molliette Surfer. Mule for Sister Sarah, Graham Clutterbuck. Scruffy Skip, Stu Gray. Showboat, Leon Van Rensburg. Montira Broke the Gate, Derek Hinton. Lady State, Ben Bonici. And Po T, Tom Perrin. So, away they go then. And should be a thrilling race, and Po T is one of the first to show with Twist Red on its inside. The grey Showboat as they come to the first, and they're all fly over that one nicely with Po T the leader. Scruffy Skip now being driven up on the outside, and Scruffy Skip looks like he wants to take it along in the lead, with Genetics making a forward move on the outside. The grey on the inside is Driftwood Act in the David Robertson colours, and Scruffy Skip takes the second fence in the lead. As he races down to the fence, it'll be the last on the next circuit. Scruffy Skip's opened up now by about 4 or 5 lengths. Got over that one nicely, we think, because we couldn't see very well. Then comes Driftwood Act in second. Genetics is after that one. Then Twist Red and Po T. Moynihan is after that. Then Measham and Power Slide as they make their way away from the stands. Then you can see Phillipstown Vienna is just the back marker, and Scruffy Skip is clear in the lead by 6 lengths or so to Driftwood Act in second, then Genetics and Po T and Twist Red on the inside, and Power Slides after that one as they come to the next. And they're all over that one, okay, jumping well as they race down towards the water jump then, with Scruffy Skip the leader. So Scruffy Skip's in front, then Twist Red is second, then Genetics is third, Driftwood Act 4, Po T 5, then Magic Money and Power Slide, Ex-Calypso, Montira Broke the Gate, Transnations after that one, Lady State, Nisham, then Phillipstown Vienna, Showboats dropped back just a little bit. Is there a faller there? No, it was just, yes there was, Montira Broke the Gate, there's a jockey who was unseated, so over the next one they go then, and Montira Broke the Gate was the unseated rider a fence or so back. I didn't actually see the jockey land anywhere, but it's Scruffy Skip in the lead from Magic Money in second, Driftwood Act is third, then Power Slide and Twist Red, then Po T. Showboat is moving well around the outside now as they take that ditch. The back marker is just Mule for Sister Sarah. So suddenly they find themselves with only 6.5 furlongs to go, and Scruffy Skip is still in the lead with 2 greys chasing him now, Driftwood Act and Showboat. Then comes Po T, then Magic Money and Phillipstown Vienna, Power Slide, Swing-a-Ding and Twist Red, then Ex-Calypso and Genetics, Dandelions after that one, Mule for Sister Sarah and Nisham, and Moynihan and Lady State are at the back as they take the next. That was the 4th last, I do believe, and it's Scruffy Skip in the lead then. Scruffy Skip from Driftwood Act and Ex-Calypso now making a forward move up the centre of the track, down towards the third from home. Scruffy Skip takes it in the lead. Expalipso landed in second. Driftwood App was third. Then comes Phillipstown Vienna and Genetics and Twist Red. Moynihan and Lady State and Spellbounder dropping away, but it's Scruffy Skip in the lead. Scruffy Skip 2 to jump, being chased now by Genetics. Power Slide and Expalipso, then Phillipstown Vienna. It's all change up front now as Genetics takes it up, but there's still plenty of chances. There must be a dozen horses who could still win this. Genetics in the lead, racing down towards the second last. Genetics over in front, out jumped by Showboat, and suddenly Mule for Sister Sarah's come from nowhere, and it doesn't look much like a mule now. Transnation comes to the final fence as well, and to put down a big challenge, but it's Mule for Sister Sarah and Transnation from Showboat. These three have pulled away. Mule for Sister Sarah battling on up the hill, being chased by Transnation and Showboat. Mule for Sister Sarah's just holding on up towards the line. Mule for Sister Sarah looks strong enough to take it, and Mule for Sister Sarah wins it with Showboat second and Transnation was third, and Lady State was the last one to finish, and it was Graham Clutterbuck's Mule for Sister Sarah who takes it. Didn't run at all like a mule. Showboat was second, Transnation third, Genetics fourth, and Phillipstown Vienna was fifth. So, unbelievably then, we're already at the final race of this season's Cheltenham Festival, and it's the Paul Moores, and it's a 4.5 mile grade 1. There'll be some national pointers for next week in this, and the top one is Another Case, James Shea. That's closely related to last year's national winner. Beltane, David Robertson. Clandis Zero, Molliet Surfer. Librano, Stu Gray. Mexican Wave, Martin Keynes. National Sensation, Joshua Sutherland. Red Bengal, Darren Thompson. Struggles Glory, Ghost Zapper. The Rustling Rhino, Derek Hinton. Amore, Darren Howes. Costa Shot, James Follis. Feudal Ghost, Leon van Rensburg. Fadalfari, Jared Tutt, and Xena is Paul Rhodes. So the curtain comes down on another thrilling Cheltenham Festival, and I'm not sure of the order of tomorrow's stream. I won't be giving anything away, and find out who's won trainers' titles and everything at a later date. And we go away on a 4.5 mile trek around Cheltenham a few times, and we're going to start off on the back of Mexican Wave, and you can see him just twitching his ears and having a look to see which way he wants to go. And the one that we can see close up to us next door is Xena, and then you can also see there the Molliet Surfer. It's the Darren Howes horse, Clandis Zero. No, it's not. That's a Moray. I'll stop waffling. It's Molliet Surfer all the time. So anyway, over that one and right the way through Cheltenham, I've been waffling like a lunatic. But it's the Rustling Rhino that's in the lead. I will figure out what's going on eventually. And the Rustling Rhino is in front from Fadalfari as they take the water. And there's a long way to go yet. So the Rustling Rhino in the pink on the inside of Fadalfari. Then Red Bengal is in third, and a small gap to Struggles Glory, who's from the same stable and family as last year's winner, Present Abbey, if you remember, won this race absolutely in a canter. And after that one is Clandis Zero. And I don't know what happened there, but Librano is just the back marker. So Cheltenham fever has got to everybody, not just me, and Red Bengal is the leader from the Rustling Rhino and Fadalfari, and Struggles Glory is after that one as they take the next. They're all over that one okay. Not sure how many of these will line up in the national next week, but you've got to be thinking that quite a few of them, if not all of them, will, as they take number 6. And the Rustling Rhino and Red Bengal are disputing the lead from Fadalfari in second. Then comes Clandis Zero in third. Then after that one, Struggles Glory, and then Xena and Mexican Wave and Costa Shot and Amore and Beltane. Then National Sensations after that one as they take the next. With the back three, Feudal Ghost didn't jump that one all that well. Librano and Another Case. So down towards the next then. Still an awful long way to go in this race, and I'm going to take another look from the back of a horse here as we see National Sensation jumping that one with the pilot on that one, and you can see Costa Shot in front. You can see how you've got absolutely no chance if the horse in front of you falls over. You've really got nowhere to go, and he's Horses are pretty clever, they're pretty good at getting out of the way if something falls in front of them, but that of course does quite often leave the jockey pretty unbalanced and he ends up toppling out the side door. You can see the view from the stand as well there. You see the stand on the right hand side as they come down to this next one. This will be the second last, I believe, next time round. All over that one okay. As we watch National Sensation in the rear of the field. And now we have a quick look on the airship as they jump what will be the last in a couple of circuits time. But it's Red Bengal in the lead. From the Rustling Rhino in second. And a gap to Svadalfari's Svadalfari. Clandes Zero is after that one. Struggles Glory, Mexican Wave, Beltane and Xena. I don't think there's much chance of the Cheltenham crowd doing a Mexican Wave for us. Another Case has made a little bit of a forward move now as well. And Feudal Ghost and Lebrano still tucked away at the back. Rustling Rhino and Red Bengal come to the next in the lead. They will take it well. It's down towards the water jump, which will be easy obstacle for these horses to negotiate, and it'll be Red Bengal that just leads into it from Rustling Rhino second, then Svadalfari is 3, Clandes 0 4, Struggles Glory 5, and then Mexican Wave 6, Xena is 7, and then Beltane 8, Namore 9, Costa Shot 10, then Lebrano, National Sensation, another Case, and finally Feudal Ghost, who's just been pulled to the outside to take this ditch, and I'll jump over that one okay as well. Red Bengal and Rustling Rhino still clear of Svadalfari. Rustling Rhino jumped that much better than Red Bengal. Bengal's just dropped back a couple of lengths, and they're almost in one group now, these runners, with Rustling Rhino just probably 3 lengths clear. He begins to pull away from Red Bengal. The Red Bengal's just been given a bit of a breather. I should think they're still much too far out for that one to be tired and ready to pull up or anything. So Rustling Rhino comes into the next one in the lead, and Svadalfari is now moving to second. Struggles Glory is having a share of third with Clandes 0. Then comes Mexican Wave, More's on the outside. Red Bengal's dropped right back very quickly, and Xena is alongside that one now, and Costa Shot, National Sensation, and another Case at the back. Feudal Ghost has made a few places as they take the next. I'll jump that one nicely as well. Rustling Rhino in front. Happy enough to lead, it would seem. From Svadalfari. Oh, another Case has been pulled up, so that's a real turn up there, really. You wouldn't have expected that. And the leader, Rustling Rhino, made a bit of a mistake at that one as they make their way back towards the straight. So rather a surprise to see another Case pulled up there. James Shea, normally pretty good with these long distance horses. He's pretty much the king of the long distance races, and you don't very often see he's pulling up, and that might lead to some thinking about his national entries next week. Remember, new trainers, you can have 2 in the national if the room, the bottom ones get eliminated, with the second string runners being eliminated first, so everybody would be guaranteed 1 before anybody else got 2. If you know what I mean, as they take that one, and you've still got to pass the rules to get in, though. I think it's something about you've got to have run over 4 miles. You don't necessarily have to have done any good, you just need to have run over 4 miles. You can fall at the first fence and it's okay, I think. And I think you've got to have been out 3 times, so it's too late to do anything about it if you're not qualified now anyway. And if anybody's confused, I'm sure there will be plenty of people put you straight in the forums if you go and ask. But hopefully your national horses are qualified and fit to run, and I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing quite a few of these next week. So another Case, the only one out of the race then, and Rustling Rhino probably made the worst mistake of anybody so far, but still in the lead. Svadalfari is on his outside as they take the next. And then comes Clandes 0 and Struggles Glory. Lebrano has made a forward move. They suddenly now got to the stage where we've only got 10 furlongs to go. I've been waffling that much. And the early leader, Red Bengal, has dropped right away. So maybe that one doesn't really stay this trip as they jump the water for the final time, and now they'll start to race in earnest. And Svadilfari just in front on the outside of the Rustling Rhino. Then comes Clandestine Zero. Lebrano is sneaking up on the outside. Going really well, isn't he, as he takes the next one. And there's something gone now. There's a faller. It's Xena. Xena's gone, so Xena's out of the race, and I'm pretty sure that Red Bengal is going to pull up shortly as well as they come down to the 24th. And they're all over that one okay. And the Rustling Rhino is in the lead. I think that Xena is quite possibly Paul Rhodes' horse. He's had a funny week, hasn't he? Paul Rhodes with loads of winners, but one or two surprising fallers as well. So Svadilfari and pulled up, really, wasn't it, Sergeant Bilko? So it's Rustling Rhino in the lead then, from Svadilfari in second. Then come Clandestine Zero and Struggles Glory. Lebrano's after that one, then Mexican Wave and Feudal Ghost and Moran National Sensation as they take the 26th. And it's still the Rustling Rhino and Svadilfari. Costa Shot's been pulled up at the back, but Red Bengal is still going, and we might just get to see him. He's an absolute distance behind. I can't believe he's still going, but he is. And it's Rustling Rhino and Svadilfari over the fourth from home. Svadilfari's in the lead. Lebrano suddenly going up and down on the spot. Clandestine Zero now running on to join the front two. He hasn't moved a muscle on Struggles Glory yet. They've got 3 to jump, 4.5 furlongs to race. National Sensation's also looking to be tiring a little bit at the back. But it's Svadilfari over the third last. Rustling Rhino now Struggles Glory, he says go, and that one moves smoothly into second place. Lebrano will stay all day in fourth. On the inside of that one, Clandestine Zero. Feudal Ghost is now coming through as well as they race now into the final 3 furlongs. And for the first time, Struggles Glory hits the lead. 2.8 furlongs to go, so if you want to be exact about it, Struggles Glory's in the lead. Struggles Glory's in front with 2 more fences to take. Struggles Glory's in the lead. Svadilfari, and then Feudal Ghost coming down towards the second last. 2 furlongs to go. Over that they go. Struggles Glory lands in the lead. He's about a length and a half clear of Feudal Ghost and Svadilfari. Then the Rustling Rhino and Clandestine Zero. Lebrano running on one pace. This is the final fence of Cheltenham in this season, and it's Struggles Glory in the lead, being chased by Svadilfari. Feudal Ghost is next, but Struggles Glory is going to do exactly what Pleasant Abbey did last season and take this one pretty comfortably up towards the line. It's going to be Struggles Glory who's going to win it and takes the final race for John Morgan. Feudal Ghost is second. Svadilfari was third, and then Clandestine Zero was after that one. Rustling Rhino stuck on well. Lebrano dropped away. Red Bengal looks like he's going to complete the course, but absolutely miles behind. Struggles Glory for Ghost Zapper. Feudal Ghost second. Svadilfari was third, and Clandestine Zero fourth, and the Rustling Rhino stuck on for fifth. The top class racing continues apace, and it's the Prix Labai next at Longchamp, and the top one is Pitchfork, James Shea, Cupid's Arrow, Graham Clutterbuck, Iraqi Copper, Stu Gray, Speedy Tornado in red, Darren Thompson, Bella Bettina, Ghost Zapper, Gent Wevel Gem, Martin Cairns, Mind Your Manners, Paul Rhodes, Scooby Last, David Robertson, That's Victory, Carla Argante, and Breeze Along, Mayazad Mystery. Just the 10 of them then. This won't take long. Blink and you'll miss it. They're all in the stalls. And away they go. And Mind Your Manners was just about the first to show, but now Iraqi Copper on the inside, pulling for its head is Cupid's Arrow, and they're all beginning to bunch up and trying to get themselves into some sort of a position. And the one that's been caught a bit wide is Mind Your Manners, but he's in the lead. They haven't got to go around another turn yet though, so the leader now on the inside is Cupid's Arrow. Bella Bettina is on the outside of that one. Then comes Mind Your Manners and Scooby Lass and Iraqi Copper, Speedy Tornado in red, and Pitchfork, and they're the leading group. The 3 that are really struggling out the back are Gent Wevel Gem and Breeze Along, and That's Victory. But they're already into the final 2 furlongs, and Mind Your Manners is in the lead from Scooby Lass and Pitchfork on the inside between the 2. Iraqi Copper, but it's Mind Your Manners up the centre of the track who's in the lead. The rail is Pitchfork, Scooby Lass between the 2, but it's still Mind Your Manners into the final furlong. Mind Your Manners by about half a length. Pitchfork now throws down one last challenge on the inside. It's between these 2, Mind Your Manners and Pitchfork. Pitchfork one last lunge, but Mind Your Manners looks to be holding on the outside and up towards the line. This is going to be Mind Your Manners takes the Prix de la Mort, and Pitchfork and Scooby Lass and Bella Bettina, and then Speedy Tornado in red was after that. And a few at the back one never got into it at all. Mind Your Manners, despite being caught wide, takes it for Paul Rhodes, and Pitchfork is second. Scooby last third. Let's get the full card up. And yep, confirm that. Mind Your Manners for Paul Rhodes the winner. Pitchfork second. Scooby last third. Bella Bettina fourth. And Speedy Tornado in red. So for one of the biggest races in the world then. It's the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe, mile and a half. Group 1, of course. The top one, Calypso King, Molliet Surfer. Then Marching Powder, Martin Leader, Monte Carmelo, Darren Thompson, Psychosocial, Jamie Hopkins, Pumpkin, Joshua Sutherland, Sagan, Martin Cairns, Alexander the Great, Paul Rhodes, Cave Dweller, Obi-Wan, The Jackal, David Robertson, Triple Threat, James Shea, and On the Road, Leon van Rensburg. Very small field for a race like this then, just 11 of them. And away they go. And the one that was a little bit slow to go was Psychosocial, but Pumpkin has jumped out into the lead. And Pumpkin it is then, from Cave Dweller and Monte Carmelo, with Alexander the Great and Calypso King just after them as they race down the straight past that big screen. And they'll be passing the winning posts soon, but you can see that winning post is quite a distance away from that first screen. And Alexander the Great is the leader by about 3 or 4 lengths to Cave Dweller in second. Then Monte Carmelo is after that one, then Sagan and Calypso King, Triple Threat, Pumpkin. On the Road is after that one, and then Marching Powder wide, and the Jackal is just the back marker. So normally quite a rough race this, but I don't think it will be today with just 11 of them. And Alexander the Great is clear of any skirmishing anyway, because he's well clear from Sagan in second. Psychosocial's made up that early deficit and has moved into third. Then comes Monte Carmelo and Triple Threat. Cave Dweller is after that one. Calypso King is next. Marching Powder is wide. Then comes Pumpkin and On the Road, and the Jackal is just the back marker as we see them from the other angle and get a view of the Eiffel Tower and the Paris skyline in the distance. And Alexander the Great takes them past the 6 furlong pole in the lead. They've not been hanging about in this at all, have they? And it's Alexander the Great in front from Sagan in second. Psychosocial is next, then Triple Threat. Marching Powder's making a forward move. Then comes Cave Dweller and On the Road. Calypso King and Pumpkins drop back a little bit. Monte Carmelo is next, and the Jackal being scrubbed along. So Alexander the Great's lead is down to about a length from Sagan in second. Marching Powder sweeping around the outside in third. Triple Threat and Cave Dweller are next. Then comes On the Road and Pumpkin. Psychosocial, the Jackal now cruising around the outside, seems to be going well. Calypso King's behind that one. Monte Carmelo is now the back marker. Does he get this real low down action shot with 3 furlongs to go? Alexander the Great's in the lead from Sagan and Triple Threat. Marching Powder is after that one. Then comes On the Road and Pumpkin and the Jackal, but Triple Threat's now taking it up. Triple Threat's in the lead from Sagan in second. Alexander the Great's dropped back into third. Then comes On the Road and Marching Powder into the final furlong and a half, and Triple Threat's the leader. Triple Threat from Sagan and Alexander the Great. Then comes On the Road. Triple Threat's a good length clear as he passes the furlong pole. It's Triple Threat in the lead from Sagan in second. Alexander the Great's back in third. Then On the Road and the Jackal, but this is Triple Threat all the way to the line, and Triple Threat's going to take the arc. Triple Threat wins it from Sagan second. Alexander the Great third. On the Road 4. Then the Jackal and Pumpkin and Marching Powder and Cave Dweller, and Calypso King was after that one. And a very un-arc-like arc really is the best way to describe that. Triple Threat wins it, and that's another winner for James Shea. He's having a good day today. He'll be stocking up with a duty freeze on the way home. Triple Threat's the winner. Sagan second. Alexander the Great third. On the Road 4. So the Qatar Grand Handicap next then, and it looks like a pretty huge field for this one. It's a mile, and it's 0 to 100. Penrod Bush, David Robertson. Mawson Broke the Gate, Derek Hinton. King Bollin, Darren Howes. Siren, Obi-Wan. Breed the Beast, Joshua Sutherland. Enzo Schifo for Liga. You Keep On Moving, Martin Leedham. One and Only Star, Molliet Surfer. Dead Memories, Jamie Hopkins. Perfect Gratitude, Stu Gray. Uber Sonic, McClure. Running Bear, Kevin Minahan. Brown Bear, Tom Tippin. Tom Perrin, sorry. Swedish Poetry, Mayazad Mystery. Steam Lovers, Ben Benici. Miss MVV, Doug Warren. Mickey the Mouse, Jules Hughes. Lady Diana, E. Farrer. The Ox, Colin Clark. Clihonga, Jay Follis, and Vert under Prix is Craig Mullen. So they're all in then, and there's a lot of them in the stalls, and away they go. And if you're drawn wide, you might as well forget this, I think, because there's a turn. And Brown Bear and Enzo Schifo are out pretty quick. So is Miss MVV and Dead Memories and King Bolin and Seam Lovers. So they're sorting their sort of selves out now. Then it's Enzo Schifo, Miss MVV, Dead Memories and Brown Bear in the leading group. Then the Grey Seam Lovers is after that one with Breed the Beast, and then One and Only Star and King Bolin and Uber Sonic and Perfect Gratitude. Then there's another gap back to the next group that are headed by Vion de Preux, and then it's now in the lead Enzo Schifo. Enzo Schifo's the leader from Miss MVV. Then comes Dead Memories and Brown Bear, Breed the Beast and Seam Lovers, One and Only Star. I think you can forget the ones out the back. They're not going to get into this at all, I don't think. It's Enzo Schifo in front from Miss MVV. Then comes Dead Memories and Breed the Beast, Seam Lovers and Brown Bear. One and Only Star is next, making some good ground. Somebody got nowhere to go there. King Bolin. King Bolin was snatched up, and poor old Darren House's week is continuing to be as bad as it has been all week so far. But it's Enzo Schifo in the lead from One and Only Star, Miss MVV, Perfect Gratitude and Dead Memories trying to come from the back. Now then is Brown Bear, but it's still Enzo Schifo in the lead past the 2 furlong pole, and it's Enzo Schifo from One and Only Star. Miss MVV throwing down a big charge, then Breathe the Beast and Perfect Gratitude. Uber Sonic is next. King Bolin's got daylight, but it's a bit too late. I think Enzo Schifo, One and Only Star, Miss MVV, they're flying for the line. Breathe the Beast inside the final half furlong. Miss MVV and One and Only Star. One and Only Star pulls away. Here comes King Bolin on the inside. On the outside is Uber Sonic. Uber Sonic sweeping on the outside, and Uber Sonic is going to get up. One at Uber Sonic wins it. One and Only Star is second. Perfect Gratitude was third, and King Bolin was fourth. And what a finish! What a finish. Uber Sonic has swept through on the outside to take it from One and Only Star, Perfect Gratitude and King Bolin. And the ones that are in the back group have never got into the race at all. And that is a good win for Rod McClure, Uber Sonic, One and Only Star second, bad luck for Molliette Surfer, Perfect Gratitude third, King Bolin was unlucky in fourth, and Miss MVV was fifth. So a couple of races in Ireland next then, and it's the Goffs National Stakes next. This is a Group 1 for 2-year-olds, and 7 furlongs is the trip this time, and Arthur Top, Jules Hughes is the top one. Desert Moor River, Derek Hinton, Farringdon, James Shea, Gorse Covert, Martin Cairns, Martin Leedham, Paul Rhodes, Dusty Raven, David Robertson, Faith in the Cork, Darren Thompson, and 2 Bites, Joshua Sutherland. So just 8 then, with a pretty select field. And they're all installed, and away they go. And the one that was a bit slow to go was Faith in the Cork, but 2 Bites and Martin Leader are in the same colours in this race, and it's 2 Bites that's got the rail and got the lead, and now it's Martin Leader at the centre of the track that's come through and got the rail and got the lead. So it's Martin Leader in the lead then by about 5 lengths. Looks like he's going to try and blaze a trail. Was already just a little more than 5 furlongs to go, and he's about 5 lengths clear of Dusty Raven in second. Gorse Covert, we know that one can finish, is in third. Then comes Desert Moor River, Arthur Top and Farringdon. 2 Bites is now shuffled back to the back of the field, but Martin Leader is clear in the lead. The rest of them are all in a line, and the pace just being slowed down a bit by the leader. He's trying to do a tactical manoeuvre here, I think, let them all catch up, and 3.5 furlongs to go. Martin Leader was in the lead, and now he puts the pace to the race again. He's trying to get rid of that finishing kick of Gorse Covert and Farringdon. This could get interesting. It's Martin Leader in the lead now. 2 Bites sweeps around the outside, and 2 Bites takes it up with 2.5 furlongs to go. 2 Bites has gone for home. Martin Leader was next. Then comes Farringdon and Desert Moor River, Arthur Top. Gorse Covert still not got going yet, but it's 2 Bites that's in the lead, and 2 Bites seems to be going well. Martin Leadham's under pressure. Then comes Farringdon and Desert Moor River, Gorse Covert and Faith in the Cork. Dusty Raven's a back marker, but they're inside the final furlong, and now Farringdon and Martin Leadham are fighting back again, but still in the lead. It's Farringdon. Farringdon's in front. Gorse Covert following at the finish, and it's going to be a 3-way photo on the line. It's going to be Gorse Covert on the outside. It's going to get it. Gorse Covert's won it. Faith in the Cork, I think, was second, and well, that was a strange tactical race again there, and Gorse Covert, what a turn of foot that horse has got, has won it for Martin Cairns, and I do hope he brings that one back as a 3-year-old next season. Faith in the Cork second, Dusty Raven third. Gorse Covert for Martin Cairns, Faith in the Cork second, Dusty Raven third, Farringdon fourth, 2 Bites was fifth, and I've got a horrible feeling Paul Rhodes might send me jumping. So the Irish St Ledger is the next one then, and more than 6 furlongs of course, but no longer just for 3-year-olds. It's been an all-age race for quite some time now. And the top one is Departure Point, Joshua Sutherland, East of Java, Graham Clutterbuck, Green Lantern, David Robertson, Hieroglyphics, Rod McClure, Proteus, Martin Cairns, We Win 100, Molliet Surfer, First Aid Kit, Leon van Rensburg, Santa Andra, Darren Thompson, Greatly Exaggerated, Obi-Wan, King Cobra, Paul Rhodes, Egan Cress, James Shea, Linamix, Lithium, Jared Tutt, and Nibs Point, Ghost Zapper. So they're all installed then, and away they go. And the one that was a bit slow on the near side was Linamix Lithium, but Departure Point was one of the first ones to show. And Departure Point and Hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics normally likes to lead, and looks like he's going to try and do so today. Cuts across to the rail and is in front. Linamix Lithium has made up that early tardy start and is now in second. King Cobra has got across to the rail in third. Then comes East of Java and We Win 100 with Departure Point just behind that one. Then comes Nibs Point and Green Lantern with Proteus and Santa Andra, and just at the back Egan Cress and Greatly Exaggerated. So Linamix Lithium has just about got into the lead now then, by about a head from Hieroglyphics in second. We Win 100 is on the inside in third. Then as normal the two in the black and red hoops are running together. Then comes East of Java on the outside of that one. Santa Andrea's got the rail. Proteus is up the centre of the track. Then comes First Aid Kit and Green Lantern. Nibs Point is going to try and weave his way through. The back two are Egan Cress and Greatly Exaggerated. So Linamix Lithium and Hieroglyphics have got a clear lead of about 3 or 4 lengths then to We Win 100. Then on the outside East of Java is in fourth. Then Departure Points between those two. King Cobra's just sat in behind. Then comes Santa Andra and Green Lanterns on the inside. It's going to need a little bit of a look to get through from there. Then First Aid Kit, Proteus, Nibs Point between the two. Then comes Egan Crest and Greatly Exaggerated is still the back marker. Linamix Lithium leading then past the 7 furlong pole. Linamix Lithium from Hieroglyphics. Now Departure Point, the first one of the chasing pack to try and join them. Then comes East of Java. We Win 100 being scrubbed along on the rail. And King Cobra's now moving to the outside, but Nibs Point is just boxing him in a little bit and pushing him back inside. Nibs Point just leaning a little bit on King Cobra there, bullying him out of it. Green Lantern is on the inside, got nowhere to go, and it's Hieroglyphics in the lead. Hieroglyphics from Linamix Lithium. Departure Point is next. Then comes We Win 100 and East of Java. And Green Lantern still got nowhere to go, and King Cobra's been pulled out for a run. So too is Nibs Point, and it's still Hieroglyphics, Linamix Lithium. Hieroglyphics in the lead into the final 4 furlongs. Hieroglyphics is the leader, and now all of a sudden Green Lantern's got daylight and has flown through to challenge for the lead. Green Lantern coming round the outside to take it up. Green Lantern goes into a clear lead now from Hieroglyphics. He's making these all look woefully one-paced at the moment, Green Lantern, but he's still got 2 furlongs to go, and it's Green Lantern in the lead from First Aid Kit in second. Then comes Departure Point and King Cobra. Nibs Point is next. Then again Crest trying to run on. Suddenly Green Lantern's tied up and Departure Point swoops on the outside. So too does Nibs Point and King Cobra, and it's Nibs Point at the centre of the track from King Cobra. Nibs Point about a 3/4 of length, and Nibs Point looks like he's going to take the Irish to the Ledger up towards the line. It's going to be Nibs Point is going to win it, and King Cobra is going to be second. Santa Andra runs on well to be third. First Aid Kit was fourth, and John Morgan is having a good week with his stayers on the flat. Nibs Point takes it. King Cobra is second. Santa Andra third. First Aid Kit fourth. And Green Lantern hung on for fifth.
The Anglesea Handicap. I think we're still at the Curragh. And it's a 6 furlong handicap, 0 to 85, and it's a big field. We've got Optical up the top for Obi-Wan, looking for 2 in a row. Anguilla Phil, Dame Margaret, Twister, Arctic Sister, Janice Joplin, Zardaloo, Desert Twister, Lewinborg Star, Maggie Street, Ravensfield, Majestic Missile, Local Female, Morpeth Best, Top If, Hooded Claw, Kenchester, Sunsettin', King's True, and number 20 Tyrant Queen for Jamie Hopkins out of Barrier 2. Big field of 20, anyone's race. Looks like a straight track. They're set and they're racing. Everyone jumped fairly well there. A little flat-footed Desert Twister, but it's punched through to be an early leader with Maggie Street out wide and Arctic Sisters there. Between them in the centre, Majestic Missile. Then we've got Twister, Janice Joplin, King True, Tyrant Queen, Morpeth Best, Dame Margot, then Sunset and Zardaloo, Anguilla Phil, Lewinborg, Star Hooded Claw, Ravensville, Kenchester, Optical, Top If and Local Female. They run towards the 3 furlong and Desert Twister leads from Maggie Street, Majestic Missile, Arctic Sister, Janice Joplin and Twister there, and then a fair break to Tyrant Queen, and coming out of the pack Anguilla Phil. But inside the 2 furlong, and it's Majestic Missile in front from Desert Twister. Anyone's race from here now coming through Maggie Street. It's Maggie Street in front of Twister. Majestic Missile, Arctic Twister. Something flying late here. It looks like Anguilla Phil inside the half, and Maggie Street in front. But Anguilla Phil has flown and got first, and Damn Margaret from nowhere has run second. I didn't really know where to look, to be honest with you, and Anguilla Phil has got up from Dame Margot, and Twister was third. And Hollywood Hinton picks up a winner. Congratulations, Hollywood. Dame Margot, Kevin Minahan was second from come from a long way back. Twister, Joshua Sutherland third. Fourth, I've just missed it all as it flicked up. Maybe it'll come back down here. Local Female ran last for Colin Clark. Here we go. Fourth was Maggie Street for Carl Aragon. The Irish Selling Stakes, last race of week 10 from the Curragh. 7 furlongs, 0 to 72-year-olds. This is a really wide open race. Second sight for Martin Leadham up the top. Child's Play, Rod McClure. Queen's Man, Darren Howes. Whiplash Risky, Colin Clark. Lubobo Mur, S. Gray, We Need to Speak, Obi-Wan, For His Ice, Ben Benici. Good Trip, Eve Farah. Hereford, Jay Folis. Actress, Jamie Hopkins. Banco Queen, Merherzad. Mystery, 14 to 1. Fingers crossed. They're set. Racing. Not a bad line. Far His Ice a little slow, but nothing major. Queen's Man bounces out for Darren Howes, and along the fence is Banco Queen, and takes up the running from Queen's Man. Actress, Good Trip, Child's Play, Far Is Ice. Then Luboba Mur from Whiplash Risky, We Need to Speak, and Child's Play, Luboba Mur. So they run on down now to the 4.5 furlong, and Banco Queen has opened up a handy lead here, trying to lead all the way from Actress and Queen's Man. Good Trip out a bit wider, then second sight, Whiplash Risky, Far His Ice, Child's Play, We Need to Speak, Hereford and Lubobo Mur. They run on down to the 3 furlong, and Banco Queen in front, but they're closing the gap now. Actress leads them up with Whiplash Risky, Child's Play, We Need to Speak, Good Trip. Child's Play bursting through there. So too's Far Is Ice, and out wide a Good Trip. Inside the 2 furlong, Banco Queen still in front, but joined in now by Child's Play. It's Child Play in front and starting to pull away as they come on down to the furlong, and Far Is Ice now takes up the challenge and goes to the lead. As they run on down to the half, it's Far Is Ice in front of Whiplash Risky, and Far Is Ice is pulling away, and this one's for Ben Benici, and he wins. Far Is Ice first, second sight maybe second, Whiplash Risky maybe third. And Ben Benici gets an overdue winner with Far Is Ice, and congratulations Ben. Second was Whiplash Risky, Colin Clark. Third, second sight, Martin Leadham. Fourth, We Need to Speak, Obi-Wan, and Child's Play was fifth, Rod McClure. Then we had Queen's Man, Actress, Lubobo Mur, Banco Queen folded up, Hereford and
time for the big one then, the Cheltenham Gold Cup, and this does look like a really good field, doesn't it? It should be a pretty exciting race, and let's take a look at the full list. The top one is Ashton, Jay Follis, Blackened, Jared Tutt, FaZe Jacob, Ben Bonici, Hereditary Rule, the red hot favourite Leon van Rensburg, Karate, Alex Cherry, Masked Carla, Stu Gray, New Barris, Darren Thompson, Proof Needed, James Shea, Yianga Dak, Martin Cairns, Bright New Dawn, Graham Clutterbuck, Dame Jenny Bond, Paul Rhodes, Forest Classic, Colin Clark, Guess Who, Kevin Minahan, Jabbergrass, David Robertson, Lyrical Montera, Derek Hinton, Moneywinkle, Darren Howell, Sweet Revulsion is Ghost Zapper, and the Wraith is Joshua Sutherland. There's 18 runners in this then. I thought we had a 16 runner limit for grade 1s, but maybe that doesn't count in National Hunt Racing. That's just as well, because we've got some good ones in this. And away we go then in the Cheltenham Gold Cup for this season, and Dame Jenny Bond is the first one to show on the outside in the green and the yellows. Oh, and something's happened there. We've lost. The Dame Jenny Bond has fallen at the very first fence. Dame Jenny Bond is out of the Gold Cup at the very first fence, and they come down to the second. And this happened last year, didn't it, when Leon van Rensburg had a fancied horse in the race, and that crashed out at the first. And this year it's the Paul Rhodes horse, Dame Jenny Bond, a crashing fall at the first, drama from the very outset. So a mixed week for Paul Rhodes with Sergeant Bilko yesterday, and now Dame Jenny Bond is big Gold Cup hope and getting no further than the first fence. So they're already then past the winning post and out onto the next circuit with Jabbergrass in the lead, and then comes Hereditary Rule, the red hot favourite, who's in second place now as they take that one. Of course, Leon van Rensburg trying to take a clean sweep of all the big races this week: Champion Hurdle, Queen Mother, World Hurdle, Gold Cup. Masked Carla is in the lead at the water jump. Masked Carla leads the Gold Cup field over the water from Blackened and Hereditary Rule, then Jabbergrass and FaZe Jacob, then comes Ashton and Bright New Dawn and Lyrical Montera and Forest Classic and Guess Who, then Sweet Revulsion and Moneywinkle as they come down to this big ditch, and they're all over that one okay, with the Wraith just the back marker, and Masked Carla in the lead. Coming down to this next plain one, jumps it nicely, they're all over that one okay. Jabbergrass has moved through in a second. Hereditary Rule is handy already, close up with the lead in third. Then comes Lyrical Montera, Ashton and FaZe Jacob. Sweet Revulsion is after that one. Then Blackened and Moneywinkle, Forest Classic. Then New Barris and Yianga Dak, Guess Who and Proof Needed as they take this ditch. And all over that one okay. The Wraith is still just a back marker. The Wraith, a horse that quite often wins and quite often falls, so we'll see what that one's going to do as they come down to the next. And over that one they go, and all over that one okay, with Masked Carla in the lead for Stu Gray. In second place, Lyrical Montero, I think that's to Derek Hinton. Then comes Jabbergrass for David Robertson in third. FaZe Jacob is next, that's probably Ben Bonici. Then we got Moneywinkle for Darren Howells, who deserves a change of luck as they come to take the next. And they're all safely over that one, with Masked Carla still in the lead. Masked Carla then leads the Gold Cup field from Lyrical Montera in second. Jabbergrass is third. Sweet Revulsion has moved through to fourth. And John's Jumper's only had one win all week as he comes down to this next one. And over that one, goes and the fall of out the back. That's Proof Needed that's gone. That could be James Shea's horse that's gone. So Proof Needed's out of the race. And Masked Carla is still the leader from Sweet Revulsion in second. Then comes Lyrical Montera in third. Forest Classic is after that one, and Yianga Dak is also pretty close up there, quite tightly grouped. Karate is the one that's just dropped out to the back as we see them from the stand again, and this is probably the most energetic horse racing crowd you've ever seen. If they're going to keep that up for 3¼ miles, they'll be absolutely worn out, and the horses are making their way now towards the next fence, which will be the last next time round. And we see it from a distance, and something's fallen there. It's Bright New Dawn that's gone. So Bright New Dawn, a faller. We didn't get to see it close up, but we've seen the action far enough away to know that it's happened, and it's Masked Carla in the lead then as they come past the big screen and make their way out for one more complete circuit in the Cheltenham Gold Cup. And Masked Carla's in the lead for Stu Gray. Yianga Dak is in second, that's Martin Cairns. Then comes Lyrical Montera for Derek Hinton. After that one, Sweet Revulsion for John's Jumpers, and then David Robertson has got Jabbergrass on the outside. That's the leading five as they make their way towards the next. And they're all over that one okay, with Guess Who just the back marker. But it's Masked Carla in the lead then. being challenged on the outside now by Jabbergrass. Then Younger Duck. Lyrical Montero is still there as they take the water for the final time. Hereditary Rule has slipped right round towards the back of the field. The jockey might just be getting a breather into it, but we've seen a lot of hot pot favourites this week just completely drop away, and now we're down to the next. Over this big ditch they go, and Jabbergrass has hit the front. Jabbergrass is in the lead now from Mascala and Lyrical Montero. Then comes Sweet Revulsion and Blackened as they come down to the 16th, and over that one there's another one gone down. There's New Barris has gone. New Barris is a faller. So Jabbergrass is still in front from Lyrical Montero second. Then Mascala still got the inside. Blackened and Sweet Revulsion. Then comes Younger Duck. Ashton is still there. The Wraith's getting closer on the outside as they take the next. Hereditary Rule jump mat in last place. But it's now on the outside, just Sweet Revulsion in the lead as they race in the final 7 furlongs. Sweet Revulsion, Jabbergrass. This is the 18th. Over it they go. Sweet Revulsion just the leader. They got 4 more to take. And Sweet Revulsion leads from Jabbergrass, Mascala. Then comes Lyrical Montero. Blackened is next. Younger Duck. Ashton is still there. So's Muddywinkle. Guess who's making a forward move? Fires Jacob still got the inside. Hereditary Rule now making a move on the outside as they jump that one. And the Wraith has dropped towards the back now as well, but it's Sweet Revulsion in the lead. Into the final 5 furlongs, and now Hereditary Rule sweeps through to the front, and Hereditary Rule takes it up coming down to the 3rd last. Hereditary Rule's in front. Sweet Revulsion. Guess who? Over the 3rd last, and Hereditary Rule jumps it well and gets away from it well. Past the 4 furlong pole, quickly on 4, 5 lengths clear. This is Hereditary Rule coming down towards the next. 2 more fences between Hereditary Rule and Gold Cup Victory. 2 more fences between Leon van Rensburg and a Cheltenham clean sweep, being chased by Sweet Revulsion in 2nd. Blackened is 3rd, the Wraith is running on in 4th. Then comes Jabbergrass, Younger Duck, Karate's running on from the back as well. Ashton is still there, but it's Hereditary Rule over the 2nd last. He doesn't look like he's stopping. They're trying to chase him, but he's still clear. 6 lengths clear, 1 to jump in the Gold Cup. It's Hereditary Rule in the lead. Up to the final fence, skips over it, gets away from it. Well, Sweet Revulsion now in hot pursuit. So's the Wraith, but this is Hereditary Rule. Hereditary Rule past the furlong pole. Can he keep this up? He's still going. He's being chased by Sweet Revulsion and the Wraith, but this is going to be Hereditary Rule all the way to the line, and Hereditary Rule is going to take the Gold Cup from clean sweep for Leon van Rensburg. Sweet Revulsion is going to finish 2nd. The Wraith will be 3rd. Then Blackened and Karate and Jabbergrass and Younger Duck and Lyrical Montero. And Hereditary Rule has taken it for Leon van Rensburg. Sweet Revulsion is 2nd, the Wraith was 3rd, Blackened was 4th, and Karate was 5th. Jared Tutt and Alex Cherry in the 4th and 5th places in the Gold Cup. Well done to them, but well done to Leon van Rensburg. A clean sweep of the top races at the Cheltenham Festival.